Just hang on here a moment, people. We are about to get our lobby link. We are about to get our live stream on. And we are about to... okay, I'm going to have to actually modify my plans here. We're going to be watching from Michael's perspective. Let me just go ahead and... yeah, there's no real good way to do this. Okay, I just need to get Michael's screen here. There he is. All right, we have a screen. Oh, sorry, hold on. Technical issues, my friends. It wouldn't be a Civilization 6 tournament without technical issues. How do I full screen this? I would like to full screen this, sir. No, not grid. I want you to stay on top. Does anyone know how to full screen how to full screen a Discord stream? Hold on. This is the kind of stuff I should really figure out before yeah, you know what? We'll do it live, okay? We'll pop it out.
Of course, the ones, the only cards. We're gonna need to see if they do manage to get this going. I do have to say something beforehand. I will try to keep as much as possible the movement of the camera to a minimum over here, so I do not I would say mess up the stream. I am re-streaming for Potato. It's pulling up my feed over here, and hopefully it's going to be fine. 1080p, 60 FPS. It looks like stream quality says okay. I mean, I hope it's going to be okay. I'm just, fingers crossed over there. Potato, hello there, sir.
Hello, how is it going? Pleasure to see you. Thank you for keeping me in your heart and keeping me in your mind. Don't worry too much about keeping the camera steady for me. While I do appreciate it, it is not completely necessary. I'm actually in the process of trying to get your perspective on my screen because I am a boomer when it comes to technology.
Oh no. I think you can, I would say, make the window bigger and then you pop it out and then you just get that window.
Absolutely, that's what I'm working on. But you know what? Discord doesn't allow you to full screen someone else's stream. So it's a little bit of a challenge here to get it to be, to to play nice.
Oh, I guess just full screen. Oh, okay, and just full screen the Discord, and you should be able to do it. It works.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Discord is an archaic and arcane program, but I think I have control of it right now. How are you feeling, Michael? Are you excited for this grand final?
Oh man, this is the only thing I have been thinking about for the last few hours. I was like, oh man, after that 1v1 turn 23 awesome spanking by Task Force Fish over there, I was thinking, oh, is this gonna be one of those? Is this one of those days in which you're preparing for like 6 hours, 7 hours stream, and then it's gonna be like 1 hour, and you're like, oh man, I just got popped like a balloon. Oh no.
And, yeah, definitely. That 1v1 game, because we were settling in for like a 2-3 hour game, and it was over in 20 minutes off the back of a war declaration.
Yeah, indeed. Did you turn off? Okay, never mind. I think I had you too loud over here. I'm gonna turn you a little bit lower.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually change any of my settings, so I'm not sure why I'm louder.
I think it's me. It's fine. It's fine. I think it's me.
Maybe I'm just a little bit more excited, Michael, because we're heading into the grand final for the CCC, which is the Clan Championship Cup Day 3, an event that has been running all weekend. If you've missed it up until this final, you've missed out, because it has been a pleasure to watch these games.
Oh man, this is also the first 4v4 we're gonna get the opportunity to watch. We've somehow went around them. You know, we had too much time in the 2v2v2s. We had then too much time in the first FFA, and then we didn't end up in the second tier of 4v4s. And I don't know. It was in the stars, I guess. The stars didn't align for the 4v4s this weekend, but we managed to get the finals. This is awesome. 4v4 barking at with cars going head to head, a lot of experience into one single lobby, by the way. It's unbelievable to watch. Did you see the a little bit of the Iron Man, by the way, which is like really close to getting a space victory with Germany, but he's like 3 turns away from losing all of his empire. He's getting nuked everywhere. Oh my god!
I didn't happen to catch that game because I'm a simple man and I went for a nap, and then I played some Warhammer 3 because I'm addicted to strategy games. But no, I didn't catch that game, but it sounds incredible, and I kind of wish I had been watching it, because to be honest, I don't feel that refreshed after my nap. I'm still yawning. It was the kind of nap, you know, when you take a nap and you wake up more tired than you did when you went to sleep? It was that kind of nap. It was an awful time.
Coffee? Any coffee likers?
Any coffee drinkers in chat? Put an X in chat if you drink coffee. Just don't tell the spiffing Brit, because he'll be pretty upset to hear that. Any tea drinkers in chat can type a Y in chat.
So really? He doesn't like coffee? What happened?
That's his whole thing. He's a tea drinker. He is the Queen's man through and through. He loves his corgis. He loves his tea. And he loves being British. But, you know, tell me a little bit about these teams. One of these teams is a French team, okay? And
Yes.
one of the teams is a sort of mixed bag of people. This is a... Oh, God, you told me the names and I have completely forgotten them. I have them on my screen.
Cars. Yeah,
Cars. Yeah. So
Cars
we have...
and barking cats, yes.
Cars and barking cats. Could you tell anyone here who's new to the cast, new to the stream, who doesn't know the background of these teams, can you give me like the 2-minute pitch for each of the teams and let people know who they are and what they're about?
So the team Cars, well, I don't know where the name came from, but and I don't really want to ask, because I'm gonna get like a troll answer. That's why I don't want to ask, not because I don't want to know the answer.
Yeah, based on their team symbol, they look like they're kind of a little bit internet trolls.
Yes. So they come from the quote-unquote veteran side of CPL, and there was a movement like from 3 years ago, where we started up catching the teamer stage on the steamer stage, and there were like always 6v6s going on, but they were like only 12 players, only like playing all of the time, maybe 20 sometimes when others didn't play, and they didn't let anybody in. So they did catch a lot of experience because of that. They did manage to learn the game much better than the ones that were playing FFAs, and then of course they were the ones that did manage to get most of the tournaments won. On the others, there were quite a few surprises during the years. Of course, we did have Russian players winning. We did have also French players winning, and so on and so forth. That whole idea of being, into one single lobby, it seems like it didn't actually do them good. On the other side, the Barking Cats is a mixed bag of 2 teams. It's the Barking Gang with Sphinx. Those are the 2 powerful teams coming up from the French community, and they joined forces so they can actually field the proper roster in the CCC, in the Clan Championship Cup. That's because mostly in CVFR, they do only teams, but small, like maximum of 7-player teams. They don't have bigger clans. They don't have they don't have clans. And their whole tournament perspective is focused on 4v4s or less, or smaller games like 1v1s and 2v2s. Actually, they are trying out new mods for 3v3s right now as tournaments. Most of the time, I would say you see these player names come up more often than not when it comes to the bigger and the stronger games in the semifinals or the finals of a tournament. In all of the tournaments. It doesn't matter if they won or not, you still see those same names over there come up over and over again.
That's really, really interesting. And that's the thing about all of the teams in this tournament. Every team has a story, every team has a background, and every team has a chance at taking the prize. So, what are the standings currently for this 4v4? Are these teams going to be walking away with the championship belt, so to speak, depending on who wins this game? Or has it already been decided? Have the points gone where they lay?
That is a very good question. I was trying to watch the standings right before the game, and I was watching if there was a chance for somebody else to get this. And this is, oh man, I have to open up the stream here so I show everybody what's going on. In the standings right now, we do have Cars with a 285 point lead over Zone of Control. They are well ahead of Zone of Control. Of course, there are still games that need to be finished. Especially, I was talking about that Ironman. Fish, I understand, just went into the FFA finals, which is played on with all modes. Can you imagine all modes open up, like ready to go, including like dramatic ages and everything? All of them.
Oh my God! Wait, what game was that? Was that the Ironman?
That's the insane mode going on right now, and whoever wins that wins the 50 points.
Oh my God! Why would you do that to yourself?
Can you imagine? They even said more. We want more. Please open up another game, and we were like, okay. I mean, if you want to play some more, we gotta adhere to the people, man. Listen to the people.
That just goes to show that just how much these players not only love the game, but just love trying out new metas, trying out new game modes, and really locking in. So it sounds like Cars could, if they win this game, potentially take the entire tournament. Now, it looks like the map drafting and stuff has begun. Would you like to take a moment to talk about that?
Oh, yes, there were a few questions by the players beforehand, what kind of map trap we will have, a map pool we will have, because there are different tournaments with different map pool choices, and as far as I know, we were going for the CCC draft, which is actually the CPL qualifier draft. At the moment, I do think they're going to try to go for more of a simming map. And yeah, there we go. We got 7 Seas and Highlands. These players are extremely experienced. And when it comes to knocking each other out at the beginning, there is a certain luck to that. And I think they want to try to avoid it as much as possible and go for more land between them. And of course, 7 Seas and Highlands are going to be the maps that are going to give them exactly that position. They're going to go for 7 Seas. We might see some naval. We might see some land warfare. We might get to see also endgame maneuvers over here.
Definitely. I think it's going to be super interesting to see a 7 Seas map. Now, like you said, this is a heavy simming map, so we're unlikely to see a war, say, before medieval, but we will definitely see some extremely efficient empires, some incredible sim citying from these players, massive amounts of settling, all that sort of stuff. So this is a 7 Seas map. What kind of civs are we likely to see here?
I'm thinking they're going to go for a mixed bag of stuff. Of course, they're going to do the bands over here in the first 6, and then we're going to see the picks, first 4, in a 1-2-2-1 manner. I have to say, most of the time, I have seen them try to mix damage dealers with gold makers. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to see something like Mali, Victoria, Phoenicia for the gold generators, or Spain, and then we're going to see something like Zulu, or we're going to see something like Arabia being picked up for the damage dealers. Of course, there are still a lot of them. It's just the first 2 that came to mind. There still is Persia, Rome, and the list can go on and on and on. Basil the second again. Oh my God! In a game with 70 plus civs, I'm like, whoa! There are so many things to talk about here. In the active ban phase, what they will try to do, they will try to take away advantages from their opponents. One of the big things I have to say, Cars has the first pick, and it's well known that Jack the Ripper really likes to play Arabia. He nailed down that build order, or I should say how to get the most out of Arabia, and I think honestly, they should try to take that away from him. Also, Basil II, it's exactly against him because, again, he's really well known for getting that Tagma timing done. And like you said, medieval era will be the choice to go, right? That's when the attacks will probably happen. Mapuche, again, a very strong civilization, but it's not as strong as the other ones. So, really, I, I would really like to see this. I think the biggest question is going to be about Arabia here.
Yeah, are we going to see the ban or even, a pick of Arabia? I think that is a good question to ask. Uh, it seems like a lot of emphasis is being put on banning SimCity civs, really strong gold generating civs by Team One, it seems. Is that like a
Yeah,
tactical choice to reduce the total amount of civs, like comfort picks on the opponent's team?
I think so. At the same time, we still have the biggest ones of them all, and I want to say Mali. And it looks like they actually even forced. Okay, no, okay, Scythia, no Arabia ban, no Mali ban, no Scythia, no Phoenicia ban. I meant to say, and no Victoria ban. Those are also very good gold generators. Half coast harbors, a lot. You can get a lot of them on the seven seas. You can get a lot of science, and there we go. Look at that. Phoenicia being picked up first. We got Corny picking up Dido. They're gonna go for that gold generation. Dido, well known for just expanding everywhere. And man, oh man, that word you used, the blob, that's exactly what comes to mind when I think Phoenicia.
Absolutely. Phoenicia's ability to expand is insane. I believe she gets a extra production boost to her settlers from her unique district harbour, which will also give
Yeah,
her insane gold production. So not only will her empire be huge, she'll be feeding gold to all her allies to
yeah.
upgrade and produce units for those inevitable wars. What are your thoughts on the next pick?
The next pick, I think they have two choices. They're either gonna go, you know what, we're gonna go mental with this, and we're gonna be the ones that we're gonna do the damage and pick something crazy like Zulu or Persia, or they're gonna need to do the same. Pick one of the gold generators and try to go for a victory condition. It looks like they went for the second choice. Victory condition with Canada, Wilfred Laurier, well known for his culture generation. And of course, going for the tourism later on in the game. We're going to need to see this spawn, but most of the time, he's very good. And then Firsos, 40 seconds to go. I would say his only choice would be to still go for a gold generator because it's such a risk that they're going to get banned in the next phase. You don't really want to handle that.
Yeah, it's really interesting that two of the strongest culture civs in the game use terrain that no other civ wants, right? Canada and Russia both love living in
Yeah.
the tundra. And so it's kind of a way to almost guarantee that your win condition is going to be cornered somewhere in the map relatively safely. And it looks like we've picked up. My one worry here is that I want to ask you is picking a tourism civ this early? Like, is that like showing your hand too early?
I think so, because just like Firsos clicked on Gorgo over there, they can easily get something like Pericles to defend the culture victory. And Pericles, again, a lot of Acropolises, you might want to snatch that Oracle early. You want to do a lot of those artist points from the beginning. You can get a defense going way faster than Canada can get its tourism going. Going for Rome, by the way, Rome is I would say a half simmer, half gold maker because of those trade route bonuses. You do get the early monuments. Everything is kind of faster than your opponents. You still get the defense with the legion. So all in all, it's a very adaptable civilization. It's not focused like Mali. It would be focused on the gold generator.
Yeah, definitely. Rome definitely seems like a much more flexible civ than someone like Canada, who almost certainly should be beelining some sort of tourism victory. Whereas Rome, they can play aggressive or they can play eco. Um, it looks like the Mapuche have been banned. What are the bans you're expecting here?
Since there is quite a lot of distance between the players, I would say and you've seen in the last few days how important those internal trade route civilizations were, Kree and Persia. I would say they might want to go for at least one of those. Also, I'm expecting Russia to be taken out. It feels like it might be a bit too much to leave Russia in the game. But I have to point this out. They actually picked up Gorgo as the fourth pick. They saw, okay, you leave that open to us, no problem. We're gonna pick up Gorgo and let's go. We're gonna defend your culture victory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing, because if one of their aggressive players can lock Gorgo down in an early war, the defense against that culture victory might have to fall to a different player. So even though Gorgo is a counterpick, there are options for Team One or Team Two rather to take her out of the game, isn't there?
There are options. Yes, there are. We need to see the game, the map, because it's one thing thinking like overall, taking into account multiple situations that can happen on the map and so on and so forth, and trying to predict what might happen. But when you go into the map, you might end up in those situations in which maybe land plays its part, maybe player choices make play its part, exactly like we've seen in the 1v1 earlier. Like that was a player choice affecting his own gameplay and outcome of the game, because he declared war. If he wouldn't have gotten greedy over there, he wouldn't have lost his settler. It was like, whoa, And one
Yeah.
of those moves might also come over here to haunt them in the late game. But anyway, I do believe both of these teams are extremely experienced. We're gonna see extremely few mistakes being played out. Maybe mistakes because of a lack of sleep. Because let's face it, we're almost 72 hours from the beginning of this marathon, and most of these players have played multiple games during the weekend. This is like 12, 14, 16 hours every day of gameplay, and then you still have to eat. You still have to wash yourself and so on and so on. Can you imagine what's going on through their mind right now? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say it would probably be smart for whoever was playing in this game to have gotten some good rest to be the final game of the event. However, you were very right. Exhaustion must be setting in for some of these players. They have been playing intense games for this entire weekend. Now, did Team 2 skip a ban?
I think somehow, I don't know what, it got banned. They couldn't ban it. It looks like they did write down they banned Zulu, and of course taking it away from their opponents. And Vietnam also got banned here. Let's go through the rosters. Let's see who's gonna play on what team. Just quickly here, we got Tirit with Firsos, with Distoria. By the way, Bilbo is Distoria, and Sprig coming up for the Barking Cats. On the other side, we got Jack the Ripper, Stroke Z, Ben, and Corny playing for Cars.
Yeah,
Last
Jack
two
the Ripper
picks.
is a well known player, as are many of his teammates. Jack the Ripper is sort of somewhat, I don't know if I would say legendary, but definitely well known in the multiplayer scene. Is there a
Yeah,
player here that you are looking at and you're like, this is the person who I think is going to have a big impact in this game?
actually, there are. It's hard to pinpoint one. There are so many good players in this lobby. It's hard to pinpoint one. I have to say, Stroke Z picked up the MVP in the tournament right now. We have, I guess, a Sprig coming up later in the rosters of Parking Cats, but really well known. I don't want to say he's not up to the challenge, but honestly, like in my mind, thinking. Corny, Tirits are the ones that most of the time have been influencing the games so much. Also, Jack the Ripper, like you mentioned, but I can honestly, like if I analyze in my mind, okay, let's go for Tirits, let's see Firsus, let's see Ben, let's see Distoria. All of them have influenced so many games. I can't say one is bad or one isn't up as the others, because that's what it would mean, right? When you say one is better, the other one is not as good. No, all of the players I hear are extremely good.
Yeah, definitely. I think there are every single player in this lobby is incredible, but sometimes when you have like an incredibly high level of competition here, there still is that one player, like the playmaker, the guy who stands out. And I was just wondering if there was someone like that in this lobby. Now, It looks like the final picks have been locked in, and there might be some shuffling happening.
Yeah, looks like we got Matthias Corvinus, we got Khmer, and of course, thinking of you think Dido is gonna be like the Blob, Khmer is gonna be like the Blob as well. Victoria, another gold generator. This is actually interesting. They have. They did manage to get Victoria in, and that would mean each of the teams do have one of the big gold generators, Phoenicia and Victoria. And then we do have culture generators, chaos makers, of course, Matthias Corvinus. We've seen it yesterday, what it can do with just levying city states all over the map. Uh, Probably one of the reasons they're going to kill the city states as soon as they get their hands on.
Yeah,
Um,
honestly, even a single city-state levy from Matthias Corvinus can maybe not necessarily cripple someone, but definitely give them a black eye and put them on the back foot.
yeah, exactly. You know what I'm a bit worried about? The moment, the only ones that I see with a victory condition, actually like a victory condition civilization, is Canada, is barking cats. I'm a bit worried we don't see one of those obvious choices for a victory condition coming up from cars. Maybe they're gonna go for something like domination. We've seen that in the qualifiers. They have this um, um, strategy well known. They know how to push their players at the correct time when they're going to be a little bit weaker. They know how to get those each of those bonuses on their side.
Absolutely. I think now, if I was in the shoes of the players going against the Canada team, what would be going through my head is like, okay, you can go for your culture victory. We'll pick a Gorgo, and then we still have +1 player who can build an army and go drag you guys down in the mud. I think it's like a crab bucket strategy. As long as you can get to the Canada player and try to make him irrelevant, the victory condition is basically nullified.
Yeah, and it looks like they had to drop a player over here. Somebody was getting subbed. Mule is gonna play for one of the other ones, so it's gonna be Mule. Oh, okay, Mule, Jack the Ripper, Ben, and Corny. It was for Stroke Z. That's why Stroke Z probably kept the lobby spot for him until Mule either finished the game or I don't know, ate or woke up. You never know.
Yeah, especially with a weekend going as long as this weekend has gone.
Yeah.
Players could disappear for any number of reasons. Now, one thing that I've noticed here is that they actually have two goal generating saves. Dido
Indeed.
and Eleanor on England.
Indeed, and I wouldn't take out Hungary for a goal generator. It's not well known that Jack the Ripper likes to give goal to his team. Actually, the opposite. It's well known that he likes to take goal from his team. But I do believe he has a good possibility to get his own gold over there. Map will be so important. Should we take a look at? And by the way, tell me if and when how to say the quality changes. I hope it's not going to change that much.
The quality is perfectly fine. It's when you move the map for like 5 or 6 seconds at a time. So it should be totally fine for you to move the camera like in a natural way, and I'll tell you if the quality starts dropping.
Okay, thank you. We got a Mount Kilimanjaro, by the way. Looks like it's not going to be settled by anybody. I wanna, you know what I'm really curious about? Where is Canada? That's why I'm scanning here the
The
tundra to
tundra,
see
yeah.
where Canada is. Yeah, let's
We
see.
do have an
Canada.
Uluru here.
Oh, oh,
Oh, now this is huge. Not only is this is like
God.
Temple of Artemis, goddess of the hunt, and
Oh,
a beautiful Giant's Causeway. This is like the dream Canada start.
oh my God. I don't know what to say about this. There were I have to say there were mentions about this wonder influencing the 44 scene quite a bit, and even the francophone community said, you know what, we're gonna ban this wonder altogether because we can't handle it. The extra +5 that you get on all of your units, it's unbelievably strong. You know, having a free general, but you can then get another general and other bonuses and so on is just sometimes too much. This is ideal location for it. It's not behind your empire, it's not too far away. You can get literally all of your units from the southern cities, go next to Giant Causeway, and then bump against an opponent.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen such a high roll start in my life. I mean, just look at all that deer. Look at that incredible wonder. Uh, this, honestly, this is like Canada's dream.
Yeah, we have two, three deers. Let's see, one, two, three, four deer tiles in the capital, with more with an extremely good second settle over here. Even if he doesn't put it in the tundra, he can directly settle on the giant causeway and get the horses worked. To the south, he has more deer tiles to improve. Actually, altogether, we have how many deer tiles are here? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Are there more?
Yeah, it
Eight
looks
deer.
like 8 deer tile in total, which I don't know about you, but that would point me in the direction of Goddess of the Hunt.
Yeah, for sure. The goddess of the hunt here would be extremely strong. He's even going for builder first. He said, "You know what? I don't even care what's around me. I just want to get everything worked here." Okay, okay. Let's see. The Storia, I have to say, the Storia Bilbo here is extremely, extremely experienced with Canada. So we should expect a lot of good shenanigans coming up from him.
Yeah, that's awesome. How about let's leave Canada to their devices and let's check out a few of the other players.
Okay. We got Firsos on the west side with well, I guess a floodable terrain settle, and it looks like that's a marsh tile. That is a rice tile, actually. Sorry, not a marsh. I wanted to say rice, and marsh came out of my mouth. We got, unfortunately, a kind of a cheeky spot for an iron here. If he is gonna discover iron working before campuses, he's bronze working before campuses, he's gonna be a really sad panda. Um, I do like his rivers though, and he has quite a bit of um, time to settle cities before he's gonna end up against somebody. I see the closest neighbor he will have is Muel to the west side over here. It's there we go, so we can see it. All of this land will need to be closed off by both of them so they can defend properly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that mountain range is probably going to play a significant part in how they stand off their borders. And I, like you said, I really like the Khmer's river systems here, and the quality of his land is looking really nice.
Yeah, exactly. And looks like even London has a good start over here. Not as good as the others, though, I have to mention. +3 Harbor does. Oh my god, that actually, that reef tile is blocked by a honey. You can't chop the honey. Oh no, it happens. At least he does have both the strategic resources and quite a few islands to also get his empire towards on the north side. The big thing about this, look at the west here. We got, I'm gonna just quickly move the screen here so we get to see the awesomeness of this spawn.
Oh my god! You're actually totally fine to keep moving the camera because the quality seems to be perfectly fine on my end. So just move it in the natural way. What point exactly where you think the spawn is?
So look at this. Phoenicia, top left. We got him on the same area as London, as England. They are in the same team. They will get to build so many of those trade routes and generate so much gold. This is, you cannot have more of a high roll than this. Both are gold generators, both on the same seas. Not gonna be interacted by with. They're not gonna interact with anybody. Maybe Sprig over here might interact because I see he's on the same. Oh, actually no, he's on the same continent as Phoenicia. So red coats are no. But still, can you imagine the gold they're gonna generate? You've seen in the 2v2s how important it was for those two players to be next to each other to generate the gold. Can you
And
imagine two?
especially those coastal trade routes that get a boost to their gold generation. This is going to be the economic muscle of Team One here. They are going to make insane amounts of gold hand over fist, and you can already see those settlers coming out.
Yes, this is basically Schwarzenegger level of gold generating, if you wanna use a muscle comparison over here. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. They are getting their pump on that gold. It'll be like a veritable river of gold. Even Mansa Musa would be jealous here. Oh, let's take some gold, and even Hungary knows it. Look at that city name.
Yeah, he knows. He knows. Again, I do have to say it's a good spawn for him. Also, we are one turn away from actually going into the remap And honestly, I don't think anybody wants to remap this. Canada spawn looks good. Gorgo looks good. We got Hungary looking good over here. 2 gold generators on the map next to each other. I'm just going to quickly take a look at what's going on here in Rome. Rome has also a lot of land to settle. Doesn't have an enemy to go against. And he's going to defend his ally here, Wilfred Laurier. It looks like we might be set for this map. I'm actually curious if they will go for a remap or not. I don't see a reason, but it might happen. You never know.
I mean, if I was Team One and I saw Canada has Giants Causeway, I would be asking for a remap. I definitely.
They don't see it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the danger. And here's the thing: if you could ask for a remap, and you might get a worse map. Like that's always the danger here.
Exactly.
I also
we want to see this, honestly, like from our perspective as casters, we want to see this. Like this is like high roll for both of them. We want to see what happens,
Absolutely. And this is like the perfect kind of game. Both teams have different but equally strong starts, even just from turn one. And I'm really excited to see how their empires develop over the next 20 turns and what sort of directions and plays they decide to make.
One of the how to say parts the players are looking at when they do decide to get a remap going without actually knowing their opponent's land, they are looking at the points here, and that's why I put it up on the screen. Oh my god, they went for a remap. You see, Bilbo had 14 points over everybody else.
So team one asked for a remap just based on the fact that Bilbo had too much score.
I mean, I think so. I don't see any. Do you see any other reason? Like they had ideal land with Dido and England. They had ideal land for Hungary. Gorgo also was well enough over there. Do you see any other reason? I don't see any other reason.
Well, I think the one reason that I might spot here is that England looks a little bit far away from their teammates. There could be so many. Victoria looks a little bit far away from her teammates, so she might have felt a little isolated and wanted that remap.
Yes, in the case of Barky Cats wanting the remap, but they didn't. They sacrificed England with all of their might and with happiness. They said, "You can die, it's fine. Let us win on Canada."
Oh, that's right. You're right. Sorry, I mixed up the teams there. No,
no problem.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in their team channel and find out why did they make the call for the remap. It has to be for the score reason, right?
I think so. There doesn't seem like an obvious other reason. At the same time, one of the other reasons might be they didn't meet each other either, so they just went for a reshuffling, which sometimes the players do want to do. Just throw another dice and try to figure out if it's going to be another high roll or not. But like you said, and like I've seen a lot of the times, you might end up from a lake into a well instead of going into a sea, which is a problem.
Yeah, for sure. This is one of the beauties of the multiplayer helper mod, that we can actually remap the game without having to completely re-lobby, and it's one of the best parts. It's one of the reasons you should. It's actually not so bad to get into the multiplayer scene if you're up for it. Let's have a look at these new starting locations.
I want to do something, by the way. In the meantime, I was trying to watch if I have some paper over here. Yeah, I'm going to write it down on my French notepad. We need to ask them, why did they remap that spawn? Because honestly, it looked good for both teams. Maybe we didn't see something that they saw. Maybe we missed something, and I really want to get that answer. In the meantime, shall we take a look at, let's see, North, no, we got Canada, no Canada here. Oh, another Canada spawn. This time he doesn't have a high roll anymore. Oh, wait a second. Look at that Tundra Wonder. It didn't explode yet, but it will.
Yokul or whatever it's called is an absolutely fantastic wonder. Although you don't love to see it in the snow, it's still worth a city settle, in my opinion. Like, that won't be the greatest city in human history, but it will be a really good one in terms of culture and growth. This Canada start is significantly worse than the one that they just had. Could we? How many remaps do these teams get?
They have one each, one token each. So now we did see the right team on the screen getting the remap tokens used. We might see the left team also using a remap because of Canada. I wouldn't say this is bad spawn. It's just not as strong as the other one, and you can definitely get a much better one overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Especially,
an okay Temple of Artemis. Like, I see at least three, if not four places. Uh oh.
yeah,
Uh
I think this will be a remap. I think this will be a remap. You
this,
don't want to handle hoplites.
I mean, talking about defending a culture victory against Canada with Gorgo, sometimes Gorgo just has to kill Canada to defend that victory. This is like a worst case scenario for Canada. Going up against
Yeah.
a classical era unique unit, that would be really bad news for them, wouldn't it be?
Yes, indeed. And you can imagine being pressured all of the game by your neighbor is not going to be ideal. In the first map, they had everything in the cards. He had allies in front of his empire. He could just freeze him behind it. Nobody would get to him until very, very late in the game. And he was safe to just spam out that culture and tourism. In this one, he's so close to his opponent. I don't think it even is worth to keep the map just because you're always going to get. Basically, right now, Canada is not going to go for a culture victory in this situation. He can't. He needs encampments. He needs bonuses. He needs armies. He needs an economy, a good economy. Just thinking of the sacrifices he needs to make is just not going to be available. I did have a question over here for the score system. So the score system, as it works, as you can, if you open up the details, it does give you a total of the different points of your empire, or I should say of your civilization. It gets you the civics, you get the empire, great people, if you recruited any, the religion points, and that if you actually had the religion, if you finished your religion, if you discover technologies or not, wonders, and era score. Era score is the one that usually you take into account when you take a look at the score here. That's the most impactful at the beginning because everybody's going to start with probably 5 when they're going to get their, how to say, first cities, and then they're not gonna get the great people by the eighth turn. Not that they don't have a religion, probably one single technology, and so on and so forth. So era score is the one affecting the decision. Era score comes from meeting city states, from having first vision over a wonder. Sorry, not meeting city states, meeting wonders. I want to say. Then having the first. Vision over a continent, that's the other one, and so on and so forth. In this case, it looks like they're tied right now. Yeah, everybody's on 5. Nobody has an, oh my god, awesome spawn right here.
Yeah, interesting. Shall we take a look at some of the other players? We know Gorgo and Canada's location, but England has spawned pretty close to Canada, so they might be able to help them out. Those old allies, England and Canada, working together once again in the game of Civilization 6. How do you like this spawn? I see 3 fish.
I see free refish, yes, but I see also a +6 campus, which is going to be amazing on that cattle time. I Well, I do see him buying a scout over here, and he's gonna try to get as much land discovered as possible. Um, I have to say that I like how much he has to actually go towards the west side over here and towards the south. It's just the moment I don't see them, how to say, going for it just because it's not that high role for England. I like this though, the three fish. I'm sorry, at the moment I'm stuttering a little bit because I'm just thinking of Canada and Gorgo. It's like in my mind is nobody will want to play that spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like an incredible. This is like a huge a person jumping up and down on your brain. Um,
Yeah.
he
I
does at
guess we
least
can.
have support.
Yeah. Oh my God. Look at that high roll in Hungary. We got forest fires in the rainforest, and four of those tiles we get extra fertility on them, extra production, extra food. Very nice. He does also have quite a few city states around him, but not really next to his opponents here. And I do see he spawned this time next to Khmer, which is going to be his opponent. Very close, actually. Firsos will probably fight him for the remainder of the game.
Yeah,
And then
Kamura is
with
looking a little bit isolated there. Maybe he's in a little bit of danger. His closest ally is Rome, and I don't think Rome is very close. Or is it? Oh no, sorry, it's Dido. Dido is. Wait, no.
he's between three opponents here. It's Dido, it's Eleanor to the south, and Hungary to the west side.
Oh my God. Yeah, this.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this Kamura is going to survive, but I feel like he won't live out the entire game.
Yeah. I do see Rome going ahead with 10 points over here. It looks like he got a very good second city on the spices, or will have a second city on the spices. Did he meet something, or no? Maybe he met everybody or something. That's his three extra points.
Yeah,
Mm.
Rome looks like a very interesting start here. Now, it is actually really important to point out that spices are literally the strongest tile in the entire game. You cannot have a better tile than spice. It kind of like in Dune, spice is the resource of the universe. If you get a spice tile in your city, you can't really do better than that.
Yes, more spice. Every tile spice. Well, turn 8, we should have the remap started. There we go. We got the pause and remap vote. And now we get to chew our own nails to see if they're actually going to go for a remap. Sprig instantly voted, by the way. And then Tiritz voted. And we got Firsos and Bilbo. And we're just a few seconds away. Even, like, look at Bilbo thinking about this. He did meet Greece. I think he met Greece. Yeah, there we go. They went for the remap. Okay. I think that was 100% the best choice in this scenario. Yeah, and there was the
Absolutely.
what? I mean, that warrior already was on Canada's land. It was blocking his settler over here. Yeah, I mean, too close for comfort.
No, you definitely, especially as Canada, a civ like Canada, it needs time to get its buildings up. It needs time to get its districts up, and it needs time to get its economy up. So having someone like Gorgo on your doorstep from turn one, that's just not enough room to breathe.
Yeah, for sure. And I also have to point out something else. Whatever map is going to be the third one, this is going to be it. They have no way of coming to another one. So this is the third and final choice of this 4v4 finals. It feels really awkward, by the way. At this point, it feels like no chances of coming back to this. Like, really, please give me more, give me more.
Yeah, it is a little bit bittersweet that we get to see such an incredible game cap off this entire weekend. But I mean, at the same time, it's not like we can sit here and play Civ all day, every day. Well, maybe I can, but um, yeah, we do have to go back to our real lives as much as we would love to sit here and play Civ all day. But I actually I really like this new map we have. It's very symmetrical. It's very beautiful. Very interesting lakes and seas here for these players to play around. Ooh.
Oh my God.
Now this is
Hyrule
a
again.
Canada. This is a Canada start. Not quite so many resources in terms of deer and stuff like that that I can see, but still an
Yeah.
incredibly good start. The most important thing here, I think, is that huge mountain range isolating Canada from any aggression from his opponents.
Oh my God, this is amazing, by the way. This one tile choke towards him. He just needs to get a city there and buy all of these mountain tiles so nobody can tunnel through them, and that's it. Even if he has Gorgo to the south, Gorgo cannot get to him.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is, I mean, I don't know if I would say it's like the Omega high roll in terms of land quality, but it's definitely the Omega high roll in terms of safety. Canada must be feeling very good about this game once he sees this huge mountain range.
For sure. He has a +3 campus. He can start off with a campus in his capital. Does look like he's going to have good tiles to improve here, the copper tiles. He does have a deer tile to the west side, but like you said, it's just one. And honestly, it doesn't look like he's going to be one of those awesome Artemis cities. So I don't think he's going to prioritize going for Artemis anytime soon. I'm
No,
actually
definitely. I
curious.
think we might see a Temple of Artemis, but it'll be very late into the game, if not someone else building it.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna need to see how he's gonna plan this out. If he's gonna go for something like religion, or if he's gonna go for something like straight up pen, brush, and voice. I do have to say, straight out of this, religion usually is a bit slower than pen, brush, and voice when it comes to developing your empire. But anyway, it's the player's choice. They do have a lot of Tundra. Dance of the Aurora could be picked up, and he does have a lot of seeming to do over here, and not gonna be pressured by anybody.
Well, I do feel like, religion can be a little bit slower than pen, brush, and voice, but it's a bit more explosive, I would have thought, because you kind of explode out the gate with so much faith purchasing. Let's check out some
Yeah.
of the other settlements.
So we got to the west side, Hungary, with 2-2 base. It looks like he's also going to have Upsunur Hollow to the northwest. He does have a strong second cities here, another one on the stone, another one on the sugar. And these geothermals will give him the necessary science adjacency to his campuses that he needs to put down a very, very strong uh, outputs. Looking at what's going on over here, he does have a decent amount of city states on the map. Just I'm really curious if it's actually gonna be next to his opponents or not. Doesn't look like. Okay, maybe this one, Khmer and Fez. Well, I mean, yeah, not really, really
I guess it
awesome.
entirely depends on the direction that Fez or that Khmer settles. If he settles to the north, that those city states up there will become a threat. But
Yeah.
I like Khmer's start here. He's going to be dropping down on that marsh. It looks like, and he's surrounded by 2-2 and 3-2 or 3-1 tiles. So, but his production is a little bit light in this area without builders.
I agree, and one thing that I do have to say it's really good on him. It's the fact that he has so many rivers. Khmer, river goddess, extra food from rivers, like all of that can be so powerful, and can make or break your game. So looking at how many cities he can put on rivers and not on lakes, it looks like he's gonna have a good spawn here. Yeah, like you said, the problem with the early production he's gonna need to solve somehow. I notice he can he can get some gold into that 2-2 tile to the northeast, and I guess he's gonna need to improve or at least work the bananas before any other city, because he doesn't have any other 2-2 to work. This is a bit sad, but you can't have everything.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, it's not a terrible start by any stretch of the imagination. It's just not like an incredibly good start that we like to see for these players to really shine in the game. Um, Perhaps we should check out, see if there's. Oh, I like that Signy there. Unfortunately, nobody spawned near it. That's a great wonder.
Let's see. Greece, take a look at Greece again. He does have 3-2 bananas next to him, and it looks like he's gonna settle on iron. So I guess he's not gonna get the iron working boost anytime soon, unless his allies will get them for him. I do like his spawn overall. A lot of mountains, a lot of hills that he can use for his acropolises, and of course he does have a lot of strategics as well, horses and that iron tile I was mentioning. A good city for a Temenanki if he wants to go for it in the south. And even a +6 campus between the mountains. Why not? I mean, if you need it, you did it.
Yeah,
The
this
the
looks like
land
a
though,
fantastic science start, and especially if he goes for that Edamanaki. What were you going to say there?
the land here does kind of force him to go to the south here instead of the north, I would say, because so many choke points, and he's gonna split that land with Jack the Ripper. And this probably they're gonna try to settle coastal, so they can get some trade routes going.
Is Jack the Ripper and Dido on? Are they on opposite teams? Are they, or are they on the same? Or no, they're on the same team. I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, with Jack the Ripper and Gorgo there, does that maybe add a little bit of danger to Canada's position, or are they still safe?
You just need to close the chokes at the beginning. Later in later on in the game, it does add some danger, especially talking about tunnels, nukes, and planes, and so on. You can use different ways of punching through one-tile chokes, but like we've seen even in the 2v2s, you need to close your chokes. That makes or breaks your game. I am referring to the Dutch spawn yesterday. If he did close that choke in front of Pericles, he would have survived.
Absolutely. And it was Pericles even spawned closer to that choke, and the second he saw it, he knew he had to settle it. I kind of
Yeah.
like England's spawn here. There's only one fish in the capital to start. It's a far cry from that triple reef, triple fish start, but it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I like the 2-2 tiles and the extra marble as well. How do you feel about England's start?
I like it. Two tiles around it, a +3 harbor, like you said, and at the same time, I do see he's gonna be this time on the same seas as Phoenicia, with Galapagos in the middle. That's probably gonna be the cookie, the cookie reward for any player that goes and settles that. Um, I do think both of them are well matched when it comes to. Wait a sec. Whoa, 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 whoa. Phoenicia did settle off the coast. Okay. I mean, I was expecting this. He's gonna need to pump out other cities and settle that coast, because otherwise it's gonna be a bit awkward. Maybe he can get oh no, how to say later on a tunnel, canal, not tunnel. I don't
That's
know.
a
I feel
little
like
bit of an odd choice to settle off the coast as a coastal civ. Do you have any
yeah.
idea why they might make that decision? Are they looking to not
For
fight for
the
the ocean?
tempo, they wanted to get the extra tempo you get from extra food underneath that capital. He has a sheep tile there on a grassland. That's a 3-1. Then you work the 2-3 deer, and then you have like the amber tile. It would have, if he would have moved to the left here, he would have destroyed the 2-2, would have worked the amber tile, and then just had the deer tile. He wouldn't have grown as fast. But I mean, he would have had a good harbor with a good campus. I guess there were pros and cons.
Yeah, interesting. It's interesting that he values that +1 food so much. In the early game, as long as you're working 2 food per tile, that +1 food underneath your city, that's worth 50% more growth. So you'll grow in about a third less turns. And it just seems like these players value that extra growth so highly.
Yeah, for sure. uh, this is, what can I say? We're gonna see. He still can put the cotton out. The cotton out. It's just not gonna have any adjacency. So let's keep our judgment for a little later to see how this develops. There are still ways of him trying to fight Victoria as hard as he can. I'm just worried Victoria is just gonna get a bigger advantage than him. Remember, free boats when you build your Royal Navy dockyards, and you get a lot of cities on the coast here. Does have one, two, three, four that I can see without any kind of land danger. It feels like it's all for Victoria's advantage to keep the power, the supremacy on the seas.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Now, this might be an incorrect analysis, but I feel like Dido has the advantage early in terms of naval dominance because of that early unique unit. But England, in the long run, can outproduce her. Do you think that's an accurate analysis?
I mean, you're not wrong. It kind of depends on like what they do. And I want to point out about that Canada and Portugal matchup we've seen earlier. We've thought Japan will pump out more units with its +5 advantage. He didn't. So it's kind of the same. If you want to take advantage of that, or if you don't want to take advantage on that, how you're going to put your cities? Do you have enough production centers? It's all in the players' moves. Ideally, yes, I think Victoria is, if it's getting pushed before she does manage to get those Royal Navy dockyards out, she should not have the same advantage on the seas. We're gonna see. Eleanor, though. Eleanor, Liverpool. 3-2 banana. We got Sheepdale to the north. Looks like we're also gonna have +4 campus possible to the west side over there, next to the mountains and the reef. Strategic resources, both iron and the horses. Horses are a bit further away, and honestly, Eleanor also can get on the same seas, by the way. Mule can easily settle a city over there to the north, and it looks like he is going to the north
Yeah, that
slowly.
looks like
Okay.
some very powerful settlement, and that'll mean that they're on the same lake, so naval trade will be open to them later.
Yeah, and this is gonna turn into a 2 versus 1 against Victoria. This is the big danger over here. It's extremely rare to see something like this happen on seven seas, but sometimes it does. We're gonna need to see if Victoria is gonna be up to the challenge.
I think the one thing going in her favor is that she does have a very narrow choke point there, just near her capital, that she might be able to build some defenses on. Maybe an encampment, maybe something like that could keep out the Phoenicians and the other English player from attacking her.
Yeah, no, I am actually really curious what's gonna happen here. We'll see. We'll see. Let's jump to Rome and let's see his spawn over here. We got a 2-2 tier tile. I do see a 2-2 stone over here and quite a few other 2-2s getting his settler out. And is this gonna be a Temenanki capital? Because, oh my god, so many floodable terrain and marsh tiles around this. I guess it's all about who picks up that Lady of the Reeds and Marshes, because we've seen multiple cities that can build a Temenanki.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if Rome doesn't get Edamananki here this game, I'll feel bad for him because like that is one, two, three, four, five, six marsh tiles on top of an additional five floodable floodplain tiles. That is so much value from Edamananki. It's almost hard to comprehend.
Yes, I agree with that. And also, you don't even want to chop these marsh tiles. This builder charge is just not worth it.
No, for sure, for sure, for sure. Especially with those nice farms on them.
Yeah, we do have Yosemite on the east side here, giving him a bit of a boost in his science, in his gold, if he gets a city next to that. And I do see him being able to settle the seas on the east with no problems. Nobody's going to be there. Nobody's going to contest those cities. And by the looks of it, he's a bit late on his settlers, I have to say. I was expect. Oh, there we go. We talked about the Temenaki. He heard us. Tirits over here, just put it down. You know what, guys? Let me show you something. Poof! That's a Temenaki right there.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, he'd be crazy not to go for it, even without the Lady of the Reeds and Marshes. This is just like the most insane Edamanaki I've seen in this entire tournament.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's also gonna go for something like Liang in the capital, even though honestly he doesn't have that many resources. One, two, three, four, five that he can see. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's, well, six with the coal tile. It doesn't look like it's gonna be one amazing the Liang capital. Liang capital, I'm referring to this agriculture, and then you can get zoning commissioner, but it's so expensive to go for everything. You might as well just get the reinforced materials and be done with it.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, Liang can work here, I think, in a very nice way. But yeah, I'm curious to see what he does as well.
Who's the last one? I think we talked about everybody. Did we forget about somebody? We got England, we got Rome, we got Firsus, we got Canada, we got Dido. Yeah, I think we actually saw everybody. So I guess this is about that moment. We need to, okay, there we go. Take a look. Bilbo did put that warrior in the choke. He's not going to move it out of there. He knows if he moves it out of there, the Hungarian scout will get into his empire.
Oh yeah, for sure. This choke point is probably going to be the most hotly contested thing in the game, at least for the first 10 to 30 turns here. He's already popping out a settler, and I can't imagine that settler is going anywhere but straight to that choke point to settle on it. Actually, I really like his tile improvements right now. He's got, if you pop over to his capital there, he's got so much production and food right now. That's kind of crazy. It's blowing my mind a little bit.
Actually, look at his settlers. He's going to the east side over here, and he does have one already settled over there, St. John. We got another one popping out, and like you said, there's so much production coming out of those tiles. He has such a good tempo at the beginning, even more so than Rome, which already got like 3 monuments, doesn't need to build them. He had an advantage from the beginning from extra food and so on. It looks like it still was Canada. Oh, there we go. We got our answer. Holy site being placed down. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is Faith Canada starting to be developed in front of our eyes.
This is a build I actually really like. I like the idea of a faith-based Canada because he has neighbors nearby that he'll be able to get Mounties pretty easily here for his national parks, and then he can spend the rest of his faith on Rock Band. So if he does end up going for that tourism victory, I think he's going to be able to succeed as long as he's able to survive.
And that is the biggest question. Is he going to be able to survive for so long? Because 100% going to see Hungary try to push him with his units. We're 100% going to see Gorgo also try to do some shenanigans over here in the south. But it does take a while until you get to the tunnel ability. If you do have a place to actually put those tunnels in, if you do manage to get tanks, for example, to push through your opponent, if it is going to have a science advantage, there are so many things that can influence this matchup.
One thing I do think Hungary could have done is if he'd known about this choke point, he could have forward settled the left side of that choke and denied control of it from Canada, because he would have to put his city 3 tiles back away from that choke point.
$2.00.
That would be massive, actually. If he does manage to get a city on that lake over there, or sea in the north, and does manage to get units over here, more of them to shoot at that warrior, yes, I think so. Breach the gap. Is he gonna be allowed though? That's the question. Because at the moment, Jack the Ripper is prioritizing something else, and it does look like he's gonna go for simming over here rather than anything else. I do actually have to point something else out. He's getting scouted by Firsos. Coming up from the southwest, we do have a scout here from Khmer, and Khmer does have a big challenge in front of him. Is he gonna go against England to the west, which is gonna be a much easier, juicier target, or is he gonna go against against Hungary in the northeast, which is further away, and at the same time it will also help Canada survive longer? What do you do here? Take out an opponent, almost take out an opponent entirely, or tickle another opponent so you save your other ally?
Yeah, for sure. Khmer has some hard choices ahead of them here, but what they choose will honestly, I see this as a little bit of a kingmaker player. They're going to change the course of history here, depending on the strategy that they go for. Because Khmer is one of those civs that they'll sim for the first era or two, but once those Domries appear, somebody could die.
Yeah, we're gonna see the first signs of this happening. We're gonna see where he's gonna put those cities. How is he gonna try to get his sim done in the medieval era? If he's gonna put some encampments down, if he's gonna try to go for more science, more culture, if his second era will be pen, brush, and voice versus a monumentality, there are early signs of aggression that we need to really take a look at in the details.
Definitely.
I do see him going for his religion here. River Goddess got picked up by as a pantheon, and it looks like at the moment he's just acquiring a few points, one great prophet point, and that's it. He is trying to also defend his holy sites with a few
for sure. It's one of the dangers here is if you go for naked holy sites or you send your settlers out undefended, there's so many players on the map, the probability that someone finds your settler or your district unprotected, it just becomes untenable. You have to play so safe, especially when you're in one of these high stakes finals games where there's a lot riding on it.
Yeah. I also see Gorgo started expanding to the south. He's going to get his best city that he could get in this situation. 3-2 bananas, a lot of sugar tiles. Could even place a Temenanki here if he wants to, but building a Temenanki in the second city, not as fast. Going for his early monuments, going for traders, and wait, did he? Okay, so, this is such a power move, by the way. If he manages to get these tiles, at least one tile, that secures his tunnel in the late game.
Yeah, for sure. Tunnels actually appear much more early in this mod. I believe they appear at military academies, isn't it? It's at the cavalry tech, I think, which means we might see some tunnels quite a bit earlier than you would see in a standard Civ 6 game. We are playing with the Better Balanced Game mod that does make some tweaks to the gameplay just for the ease of use and stuff like that.
I'm really curious if they're actually going to try to buy that from the beginning or wait for some scouting done. They don't know what we know at the moment. They like looking at their vision here. He doesn't know if there's going to be a way towards Canada through the east side. He does have a scout there going as fast as possible to figure that out. And also, they don't know who's here. You can see the fog of war is not discovered. On the other side, Bilbo knows, or I should say, Distoria knows. He has mountains everywhere protecting him from his opponents.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be feeling the love. He's got to feel like he's snuggled up in God's pocket here, just safe, protected on all sides by these mountains. And even going for a cheeky Stonehenge here, while also building holy sites. It looks like he wants to get that quick evangelize on his religion to get his third belief out.
I'm worried about this though. I like his gameplay. It's a bit greedy. It's a bit nice. He's getting everything that he can get, but I can't feel that it's his lack of vision over the south here over Gorgo. It might break his game. If we're gonna see this mountain bot, oh my god, that is at the moment he sees this, that is gonna be such how to say a stroboscope in his mind. Starting to activate, ting, 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 ting. What do I do now? That's 100% gonna be a tunnel there. Sure, okay, you can put some units, you can try to get some defense over there before it's gonna happen, and so on and so forth. But that will trigger in his mind, okay, they know I'm here. They will try to break the chains, break the doors.
Yeah, for sure. And it looks like Hungary is coming up here for a settle kind of towards Canada, but it doesn't look like he's going to settle the choke point. He's maybe going for more of a sea angle. He knows that there's a lake there, and maybe he knows that's his route into Canada later.
That could be actually quite an early route if you think about it. It's going to be shipbuilding over here. He just needs to get shipbuilding, and then he's going to transport all of his units through the water. And looking at how the water is played, yeah, he can definitely get it over here, go around the defending units of Canada. My other thing that I need to point out, he did go for the amenity. He settled the cotton and, of course, got some extra gold and some extra happiness in his cities, putting them at the content level everywhere, which is good. It's very good. We do have Khmer sniffing around his cities and trying to figure out what's going on here. It will give vision to Canada, so both of them will actually get to know what's going on over here on the west side. And I guess we can do a quick look around to see if we do have some pantheons picked up. We know Khmer. We don't see Hungary. We do see Canada.
What is religious idols? What does that do?
Religious idols gives you 2 extra gold and I think 3 faith, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look here. It's religious. I know it's gold and faith, but I don't know exactly this one. 3 faith and 3 gold from the mines over luxury and bonus resources.
Yeah, Canada's got to be super happy with that pickup. I mean, just look at those copper tiles, and he has 3 of them activated already. I would be super happy with that.
Yes, and I do see him 6 turns away from getting Temple of Artemis. Toronto finishing up that Stonehenge. Was that Haboob? Was that big Haboob?
It looks like a Haboob maybe, or a dust storm.
That's Xavier. That is an X-Men Desert Storm over here. Charles Xavier came and helped Ottawa a little bit. Can you imagine if that pushes through and gives another extra production or extra food on all of those tiles? Because why not? I mean, Canada is so bad right now. He needs the help.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely struggling here with his 4 production mines on turn 24. He could definitely use that storm there to drop a few extra points of production or food on his empire. Nobody has 4 cities right now. They're all playing what I would consider as standard. The standard play is to go for 3 cities and then to build a wonder or build some districts. Actually, Rome has decided to actually continue to expand.
Yeah, this is actually. I would have to say you're right on what you said. Standard three series and so on. You stay a little while, then you get your extravagant expansion. Except Rome, Rome is the only one that because he has the monuments, he can keep on expanding. He doesn't care. He gets to second pop and then just puts an extra settler in the bill queues. Also, Etemenanki, of course, must have over here. Liang, 2 turns to establish. He's gonna get that awesome production going. Those are gonna be 3-4-1 science tiles.
Oh my God, 3-4-1. That is like there is a bit of a joke in the well, not necessarily a joke, but like the thing that people really want to see are tiles with really good yields on them. Like never mind who wins the
Yes.
game, never mind what civs are in the game. The people want to see tiles that look amazing, and we're going to see some amazing tiles here.
Yes, he also did manage to get Lady of the Reeds and Martian. The reason everything has extra production, and of course he's gonna get that one more with Temenanki. All of this land is gonna be unbelievable. We're gonna need to come back to it, but oh my god, this is looking very nice. Let's see what Dido figured out here. Let's see. He's getting his. Okay, only one city on this coast, by the way. He does have Byblos, which can connect to Ugarit, which of course allows him to put boats through Ugarit in the water. We do have him with another settler. He's also going for more expanse here, and I have to point out this is without Cawthon bonus. It
Yeah,
will
I'm a
take
little
one.
bit surprised by that because Dido gets so much value from those early harbors in terms of expansion. Maybe they
Yeah,
just value the early cities higher than the infrastructure.
yeah, it looks like. And he is going to go for God of the Sea. He's getting that extra production on his coastal resources. We do have him upgrading a few of them as well. Two amenities to upgrade in the city of Ugarit. Amber and, of course, Wales over here are going to give him a good return on that investment.
Yeah,
And
nailing
looking.
two early luxuries here, that's going to allow him to expand aggressively without suffering any amenity penalties.
Yes, it looks like, and of course, before the new era, we're 5 turns away from the new era. He's already over the necessary points, so maybe that's the reason he doesn't want to put Cothons down, so he doesn't go too much out of the era square.
Yeah, definitely. It's never. It doesn't give you any advantages to overshoot your golden age requirements. You often want to just barely hit them and then save any extra era score for the next era. Because if you can chain two golden ages early together, you've got an incredible start to your game, and it's almost required to get two golden ages to play the game at this level.
Yeah, exactly. I also noticed England put cities right in his doorstep. We got Birmingham, we got Bristol over here. They can trade coastally. I don't see them yet, though. There's an internal trade route here, and I guess they didn't. Okay, they do have vision over each other. Okay, we're gonna need to see when they're gonna start sending trade routes to each other. There is a trader here from Corny, and it's not activated yet. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. Maybe he doesn't have celestial navigation, because you do need to put traders in the water.
Yeah, I think there's yeah, the celestial navigation is the necessary tech to embark. But man,
Yeah.
once those traders embark, they are going to be some of the juiciest trade routes that we've ever seen. Did he maybe only settle one city on the lake to try to funnel all of his trade routes through Ugarit?
That's a good question. You can imagine Reina in one city would be so awesome. I'm actually curious if the trade route, you can't really influence the trade route where it goes or the route it takes, but you can try to force it a little bit. I'm actually curious if you send it from the city of Tyre to Birmingham, if it goes through Byblos or Ugarit.
Yeah, that would
Honestly,
be very, very interesting to see the route that those traders take.
yeah, knowing trade routes, I think they're gonna go through Byblos. Just saying, they're sometimes extremely annoying when it comes to that. But go for the high gold yield. No,
Yeah, yeah. No,
no.
they'll take the path of least resistance, and sometimes
Yeah.
the path of least resistance is the path of least gold. England now has started to work on more settlers with zero districts in production. Is this sort of standard play for England when you see that you've got so much land? I mean, you've got Khmer to your right, you've got Dido to your left. You know you're safe. You know you're in the pocket. Is this player saying, "I am going to expand insane amounts and then sim up"?
think so. Not insane amounts, but definitely he's going to want to expand. He knows it's going to take a while until Khmer can get his game going. He's far away. Doesn't really need to pay attention to that. Of course, I do believe next turn when we're going to see Celestial Navigation finished, he's going to put down all of his harbors. It's going to be he's going to want to lock that production in for his districts. And of course, the sooner you put them in, the sooner you lock that production in. Every time you go through the civic tree, technology tree, you add a little bit more production to the districts you have discovered. So it's very good practice to actually go as soon as possible to place them. Another surprise, I guess, about Phoenicia over here. But anyway, look at that. Of course, in 2 turns from a second city, it feels like it's still good enough. It's still well enough. He did manage to place all of them here.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Even going for that
yeah,
government plaza nice and early, is this declaring maybe a little bit of a nice science area for that government plaza, or is that just being placed out of the way?
that's a good question. He might have some plans over here to the south. I think he did manage to meet Galapagos Island. I don't know about England though. If he did manage to meet England, and by the looks of it, they are very close to each other, and I think so. I think they did meet it here, and England just moved his galley to the one tile choke instead of going to the south.
Yeah, like now it's important to know that in the early game, boats can only move through those coastal tiles, those light blue tiles. So controlling these coastal choke points are going to be critical to England surviving any early aggression from Dido here. And if you're in Dido's shoes, do you start thinking about early aggression?
For sure, you need to, and you need to communicate that to Eleanor. Maybe decide on the roles. Okay, you're gonna do the economy. I'm gonna do the boats. I mean, we gotta do something. Like somebody needs to do the aggression here. And looking at what's going on, he is starting to put another settler here to the west side. It's gonna 100% gonna give him another production center to get those boats out. And it is, by the looks of it, he is gonna get the war going against England. Is it gonna be early stage or is it gonna be cannibals? That's a question that we're gonna need to answer. I know usually Corny wants to go for the surgical strikes rather than end up in Irel wars. So I would actually assume he's gonna go for cannibals. Just maybe get a few boats, keep the pressure on England, and then wait for that 100% attack. Like try to seam up, try to take advantage of your spamming a series, getting out as much as you can that science. And look at that, another sign, by the way. He knows he needs to fight with as many boats as possible, and instead of putting a +4 harbor next to the city of Tyre with his, of course, the government plaza, he chose to put a 0 adjacency one in a place that he can actually be useful with the capital city.
Yeah, for sure. That's a very clear commitment, a very clear declaration that he wants to control that sea there, especially with another settler coming out. I do have a question. Are there
Yes.
any city states here that could influence this coastal battle? Do we see Auckland? Do we see anyone here that could maybe change the pace of this early game with an early suzerainty?
Oh, you're right. We actually have Auckland in the game, and it looks like it got discovered by England here. But if they do Suse it, they're gonna also show it to the opponents. So I'm not sure if they want to do that yet. Nobody put envoys in it, so I don't think it is discovered yet. Khmer is to the south, might get a scout over there to the north, so we'll see. We'll see. But that extra production is gonna be awesome for anybody that actually has coastal cities. Other than that, I see, of course, Zanzibar is gonna be nice on any civilization. We're gonna have it soothed with the extra amenities that you get. We got Kabul, extra experience. You already have, by the way. Oh, what is this? Kabul.
Kabul may actually kill Gorgo here, a swarm of warriors making their way to the city of Athens. Um,
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I think Ben feels the pressure over here and just got a horseman to be safe. But yeah, that's not
eh,
something you see every day.
did he declare war on the city state to farm money or farm culture from their units?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe he stole a builder. Maybe I don't know. But it looks like he did something. And
Well,
then
it looks like
the
whatever he did, it backfired. Um, But I think aside from Auckland and a couple of those other civs, I don't see many that are going to be game changers here. I don't see like an incredible science civ.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Of course, we do need to see what happened with Rome here. Rome, 21 science and 11 culture, just from the beginning.
Ooh,
Everybody else is
man.
on te 10 or 9 or 7. Wow, okay.
Yeah,
That is
that is like incredible for Rome, especially because he's getting that science and culture essentially free, right? He doesn't have to really invest much in this. He already has his Edamananki. He gets his monuments for free. He just needs to make settlers and builders now and build up his empire's power.
Yeah, he got another one. It's probably going to be on that tobacco tile where there's another +4 campus that he can easily get. Couple that with early monuments, couple that with your pen brush and voice. This is going to be awesome. And coming also, I do want to point out we just went into the classical era. Just a quick second so we can see all of their pantheons here. Okay, God of the Sea here. War and Plunder got picked up by England. We did have Khmer River Goddess. Hungary was the one that we didn't go for. Stone Circles. Okay, so he does have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's actually a strong stone circles here.
Yeah, that
Uh,
looks and stone circles. I believe it gives you +1 production and +1 faith on quarry tiles. That's quite a powerful pantheon here. Now, stone is usually something that I would chop in my games, but that's a really, really solid stone pantheon right there.
yeah, I tend to agree. Most of the time you want to chop them, but if you do manage to couple it with stone circles, why not? You know, extra production is good production. I also want to quickly go through their Golden Age points or choices actually. Free Inquiry Golden Age Sprig on England. We got Tiritz on Pen, Brush and Voice on Rome. Firsos with Khmer did go for a Monumentality Golden Age with 20 Faith a turn. We got Distoria on Canada. Monumentality Golden Age on 20 Faith a turn. 21 Faith a turn actually right now. Corny is going to be on Free Inquiry Golden Age as well. 16 and 18 right now. Very close to Sprigs by the way. Outputs. We got Jack the Ripper on a pen, brush, and voice with Hungary. He's also generating 18 gold a turn because he got a few commercials out. We got Ben, but better on Gorgo with pen, brush, and voice. And last but not least, Muel, pen, brush, and voice with the English Empire Eleanor.
Just before we talk about that pen brush and voice, I would like to point out Jack the Ripper's city names, and I think I would like to just say thank you so much, Jack, for showing his appreciation. Now, pen brush and voice is such an important early golden age because it gives you that a critical 2 culture and 1 gold, and players. It's basically one of the most highly favored golden age dedications in the game, and it really is just because culture offers so many combat bonuses in the early game. Isn't that right?
I agree, and you do want to go for both stats for as much as science you can get and as much as culture you can get. So that is just brings everything into one single big ball of awesomeness. I did also notice we got the first religion, and it looks like it's going to be sacred places with divine inspiration for Canada, and that. He already has 2 wonders, one from his capital, one from the city of Toronto. So he's going to get how to say he's gonna get 12 of faith a turn with actually quite a bit of extra bonuses from that sacred places. I do notice he's getting more settlers now. He's gonna double in city size soon enough, and he still did not buy that tile to the south, even though I think he knows about this. I think he already knows about Greece's placement.
Yeah, I
If
think he
I'm not
knows about
mistaken.
the Greek intrusion to the southern mountain range. Now, that Canadian religion, that is what we consider a standard play when you're going for a culture victory with a religion. You go for those that extra faith from your world wonders, the extra 2 of every yield in cities with world wonders. So nothing unusual here from Canada in terms of a culture victory. Uh, it's a very strong declaration that he is going to be beelining that culture victory, though, isn't it?
For sure. This is exactly what's going to happen here. And I really like his faith generation, 37 per turn going into the Monumentality Golden Age. And that just means he's going to get exactly what he wants out of this Monumentality. A lot of builders, a lot of settlers. Looking also at Gorgo here, I do want to point out this awesome campus that he's going to have next to that geothermal. That's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a geothermal and a +3 Acropolis next to Ephesus. It looks like Gorgo over here is set for a lot of culture and science for the next part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, if there's anything that Civ players like to see, it's districts with really high adjacency. So I super appreciate that these players just work so hard to get those yields up as high as possible. Because, to be honest, even if I wasn't watching some of the best players in the world play right now, I'd be happy just to see those high yields.
For sure. Look at this. Look how much of an investment he actually did over here. He got a 3 tiles out tile just so he can get a +4 campus.
I mean, that's an expensive price. Those third ring tiles, those are nearly twice as expensive as the second ring tiles. That is a big investment of gold. I wonder if he actually requested gold from another one of his teammates to be able to afford that, because he does not really have the economy himself, does he?
No, he doesn't. Probably he did go for the gold. But one of the reasons they went for 2 gold generators, right? So they can afford everything. And we're gonna need to see everybody else pick up the slack here and on their opponents, because of course gold will make or break the game at some point. If you have the units but you don't have the gold to upgrade them, you might as well not have units.
Absolutely. Gold is a little bit like butter or grease for your game plan. It just makes everything go a little bit smoother if you can buy the tiles you need. There is an insect on my computer screen, Michael, so I'm going to have to be back in 1 minute while I go fight for my life.
Please don't smash the screen. Screen lives matter, bro.
You son of a bitch, I'm going to get you.
Coming back
Oh,
to
he's dead.
Khmer
Okay, I
here,
got
we
him.
do need to see his sim. He's gonna
Oh,
go
it's
for
so
Oracle.
nasty.
Interesting
Why is there a
choice
giant
of him to go
insect
for
in my
Oracle
room?
and not Canada. Of course, I do see Angkor Thom going for that audience chamber and another settler coming out of Angkor Thom, of his capital. He did also go for an encampment, which does tell us one thing. He is preparing
Okay, it's
for
dead.
war against somebody, and I'm actually curious if it's gonna be again Eleanor, or is he gonna decide to go against Hungary to the north. He knows about both. It definitely can be either one of them. I also noticed he's starting to upgrade his units here, and trying to get more faith generated from those districts. He's on a 42 faith right now with 12 science and 21 culture. Not a lot of gold, that's just how Khmer rolls. Did manage to get a religion though, the religion of Shinto, with work ethic, getting more production out of those shrines and temples, lay ministry for that extra +2 faith and +2 culture for the holy sites or theater squares respectively. We do need to.
These beliefs, Michael, are these just like standard? These are strong SimCity beliefs, or does that like declare like a particular win condition?
Um, Honestly, I'm a bit surprised about this choice. I did try out Khmer on work ethic. Yes, you do get that extra +6 production, but I just personally, I'm not that big of a fan of it. Uh, in this particular scenario, when he's going to have to war, I think he's going for the extra production so he can output units as well as buy them with faith, and at the same time he wants to get some culture out of that lay ministry. My worry here is the lack of gold. Tithe would have been an interesting choice as well. But yeah, I've seen more and more players play with the lay ministry. They do prefer getting that faith adjacency for and the theater square adjacency with the culture. So I can't really say I'm surprised about this.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like, and the thing about those beliefs are they're kind of flexible. They give you like a little bit of culture, a little bit of faith, and a little bit of production. So even if you don't end up going to war early, they can be useful for SimCity. Tell me a little bit about Khmer's district choices. He's went for an early encampment here.
He did, and he already got to 7 pop in his second city. He did manage to also get Oracle. We just saw it on the screen, chopped out in in 110 with 3 builders. I also noticed he did put down a +5 campus from the same city. If he does manage to
Wow.
plug in Pingala in that city, he is gonna try as much as possible to fight for all of the scientists. and that is going to be important. Fighting for Hypatia, Newton, for Einstein later on is going to be so important.
Yeah, definitely. That Oracle, too. Plus, an early cheeky encampment can mean that he gobbles up a few of those early great generals, denying them from his opponent and always having a flexible advantage over his neighbors. It looks like Khmer is going to be one of the linchpins this game, one of the war players, one of the tempo setters. And I really like how flexible and aggressive his build is, like being able to not only fight for great scientists, but also those great generals.
Yeah, looking at all his Kavlon Plaza here, he placed it for that early advantage that he can get from more faith for his holy sites. And then I do see, of course, he can place good campuses from those cities between the mountains next to the Kavlon Plaza. He has spaces for more commercials over there. It's all in all a very good placement for later simming. My only worry here is at the moment he doesn't have a lot of cities to work with, and this is, I guess, something that will probably need to happen in the next 5 to 10 turns. We're probably gonna see either settlers bought with faith, or we're gonna see them being built over here. One of the advantages of having monumentality is you can actually build how to say you can build and buy with faith those settlers.
Yeah, one of my favorite ways to do it is to either like hard build my settlers and then faith by my builders, or vice versa. It kind of gives you the ability to do both at the same time, which allows you to explode how productive your empire is. Did we talk about the government plaza choice building?
He's on audience chamber. He's going tall cities. He wants the extra amenity. He wants the food. He wants the everything in those cities with governor. And I do want to point something out that yesterday you saw Golden so excited of how he actually managed to synchronize his empire with Magnus. We see Magnus now finished the chops in Yasodharapura, moving towards the next city, Priya Vihar, and then we're gonna see him move to another city probably. He's trying to maximize the amount of production that he's gonna get from each of those chops in his empire.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to play an extremely efficient game here. Now, that audience chamber choice is significant because in the Better Balanced Game mod, the audience chamber actually gives you an extra 3 food per turn in cities that have a governor established, if I remember correctly, as well as a
Yes.
bunch of housing and amenities. So it looks like he's going to be trying to be building a diversity of districts in really tall cities rather than going for a wide play. Now, I personally kind of thought that his empire setup would look really good with a wide play. You know, he has all sorts of land all around him, and nobody could really contest him for that land. But I guess players just really, really value the safety of having their cities close together.
I think he is gonna go for that wide play. It's just taking a little time. That's at least my read on it. Looking at how he's playing this, he wants the early advantages. For example, he's rushing Hypatia, wants to take it away from Greece. And it looks like he is gonna get it. 1 turn away from getting campus research projects. He's getting Pingala in, getting his again holy sites going, and I think he's gonna explode. Like yesterday, he's just gonna double at some point in city count.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's gonna split his empire like an amoeba. He's gonna go through
exactly.
mitosis and just spread out as many settlers as possible. Let's check in on Rome, like you want to do here.
Oh,
Rome.
oh, oh,
Oh, now that is a beautiful
oh.
Colosseum, already hitting 4 cities with the potential to hit a few more. How do you like Rome's position here?
It looks so strong at the beginning. He's 2 turning settlers from the capital. He has 32 production in there. I do see, of course, he's gonna have all of these cities extremely happy, giving him much better stats. We did have him going for Liang at the beginning, so Moksha and Pingala got delayed a little bit. In his stats, he's not outright shining everybody. He's on 31 with 38. It's okay. It's okay. But when we're gonna see him doubling in city count, and of course try to get his governors in, this is gonna be so fast, so good.
Yeah, definitely. And to clarify for anybody who's unsure why he's going for Moksha, in the Better Balanced Game mod, Moksha is actually the culture specialist. and gives you a lot of culture early game. And Pingala is the science specialist, just to make sure anyone who is curious about that knew why those players were making those choices.
Looking also at the positioning over here, looks like Tiric is gonna go to the north, and that means he's gonna open up a border with Greece, which is actually, I think, what he needs to do over here, getting closer to Greece and trying to poke him, take all of that attention away from Canada. I think is the correct way of going about things. I also want to say something. We got Ephesus growing in tiles here. Canada still didn't bite out those tiles, so he's not going to get word here. I do see Canada also placed a city in the choke point. And
he
looks like
placed it a little bit conservatively. I would have maybe put it one tile forward, but maybe he values having that room behind the city to put range units on.
yeah, I think so. I think those two extra tiles, actually four extra tiles that you can shoot on that make all the difference in the world here. We're going to need to see how Jack the Ripper is going to try to play this out to punch through the defenses here. He needs to go against Canada at some point. How is he going to go about it? We're waiting to see that. At the moment, what he is doing, he's putting as much pressure as possible on the great merchants. You can see him generating 5.7 great merchant points a turn, and he's getting so many of those trade routes. I think they're all in Turner, though, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe, oh no, okay, they're using the coastal trade routes.
Yeah, that's amazing. It really can't be overstated how big of an advantage it is to get the gold from those coastal trade routes. Trade routes get a bonus. Don't they have to go over 15 tiles of water, or is it just over water at all to get the bonus?
It's just over water. They have a maximum range that is doubled than the land trade route. It's 30 over 15. But just getting them over the water means more gold. I do want to say, by the way, we're going to see more of these city names. This is a redeem on his stream. Anybody can get this city names to whatever they want. Well, I'm pretty sure he's not going to allow bad names in, but you know.
Yeah, they're probably. Well, I mean, like Jack the Ripper is quite edgy, but I don't think we'll see anything that might be against the terms of service on his stream. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry.
Khmer did get Hypatia. I do see him getting his campuses out. I see Hypatia got recruited here, snatched it away from Gorgo. That's going to be a free library with all of the libraries giving him more science. Didn't put it in that city, Yasurapura. He's waiting for a new campus to plug it in, which is going to be this one by the looks of it. It's going to have one between the mountains, so another +3.
Yeah, man, I really like looking at this Khmer game right now. Khmer is one of my favorite civs to play, and I want to be playing as the Khmer. Hey, sub me in first, so quit the game and let me play as Khmer right here, because this is a dream Khmer game right now.
97 faith a turn. We're turn 40. Can you imagine? And he's still getting more holy sites. This is, oh my god, we're gonna see him explode in science, explode in culture. His only problem will be gold, but all of his teammates are actually pumping with gold right now. We got Sprig on 37, Tidis 24, Bilbo on 38. He should be fine.
I can't help but feel that the team is kind of setting Khmer up to be the carry here, setting him up for an incredibly strong late game, because his sim is out of control right now.
I think he's setting himself up right now. Honestly,
well, I meant in terms of gold. I meant.
Yeah. Exactly. Usually, unfortunately, you do have to always take care of your monumentality civs. Just like Russia has a problem, and others, it's just they're not gonna make gold unless they get tithe. But anyway, yeah, sure. You're right. Over here, he's gonna be, I think, the one that will influence the game the most. He has the power to take a civ out on the west side. He has the power to keep the attention on him from Hungary, which of course will allow Canada to sim some more. And while we do have Rome going against Greece here, if they do manage to keep both of those out of Canada's land, this might be a culture victory here. But of course, we're speaking a bit too early here, because a lot of things can happen on the seas, a lot of things can happen on the eastern borders of Canada. We don't know yet. It's just, you know.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of Canada, he is expanding up to one, two, three, 7 cities right now, and he has more settlers in queue. This is going to be one thick as hell Canada, isn't it?
Indeed, and it looks like he's getting that pyramids here, 43 faith a turn right now with another +6 coming out. I do see him getting good campuses as well, a +4 here. Yeah, there we go, 47 faith a turn right now with more districts. Oh, did he discover iron? Oh, that would be quite bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah, he must have iron working. It feels
Yeah.
bad, man, to get a
Uh,
district like that stolen from you.
I mean, I don't know if he has it, honestly, because he can go apprenticeship without going bronze. I don't see. I see horses. I don't see. I don't know. I hope he didn't. Maybe his allies told him, "Bro, you got like an iron tile, next to those mountains. Please don't put." Okay, there
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
yeah, that's
There we
exactly
go.
what happened
Yeah.
because his allies can scan for iron before he places it, so that's why he's
Yeah.
delayed bronze working until he placed that district.
Yeah. We do have him with Hanging Gardens, and I think this is from St. John, but I don't want to make sure. Yeah, that is from St. John, so he's going to need to get his religion into that city soon enough, so he gets more points out of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's really spreading that saint sacred places belief around. That's going to give him so much yields. Like his stats are going to be insane this game.
yeah, compared exactly, or I should say, on the same line as his city count here, and he can definitely place a few more cities. I'm curious if he's also gonna go on the coast here, on the west and on the east. He already got a city on the coast, Bradford. He can put another one to the north, maybe. Yeah, another one. I don't think two. Two is kind of stretching it.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he's going to need at least one more coastal city on the left there. If anything, just to act as a fortress against Hungarian and Hungarian aggression, because Hungary always has the option to throw down a harbour here and then crank out some boats to put pressure on Brantford. And I think Canada's going to need their own boats to be able to respond to that.
Yeah. Let's take a look at what's going on the seas here, because at the moment I do see Sprig has a few problems with Corny. Corny has more science, has a little less culture, but no problem. He has a lot more gold, double the amount of gold that Sprig is generating here. And it looks like the moment England doesn't have enough cities to play with to actually get this war going against Phoenicia. I think both of them should be going a buttress. And thinking of that, I see Sprig going for horseback riding. And this is a bit troubling to me. I'm feeling for his life at the moment. What's gonna happen here with so much production coming out of those Dido cities, rushing that caravel technology, cartography, and at the same time being able to get biomes in one turn. This is gonna be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, definitely for sure. England, they have to be aware of the fact that Dido's caravels are coming. A caravel timing push is going to define the outcome on this sea. So maybe they're thinking they can pick up value somewhere else before they rush for their own caravels.
Maybe it's just a run for the next era. They want to just get horses out so they can manage to get the golden age. Just
Yeah,
spitting ideas here. I don't know if that's.
look at the competition for these great the great admirals. There must be one coming up that has like a high importance.
Oh, they passed it again. Oh no, they passed all of them again.
Wow. So we have a great admiral block here. Why is he running those projects?
Probably for gold. You do get some extra gold out of those.
Oh, that is true. That is true. Interesting. That's an interesting strategy. I think I'd like to ask him why he made that choice. My only guess can be he's trying to save up a whole bunch of great admiral points so he can steal a bunch of great admirals all in a row. That would be my best guess, but that seems like such a strange play to make at this point in the game.
And nobody else is generating admiral points, and unless somebody actually buys it with gold or gets it with faith, nobody's gonna open up those great admirals. So I guess maybe Bilbo can get it, maybe Destoria can get it, and tell Sprig, his ally, to be ready to pick them up.
Yeah,
Get
that would be
could
like
be.
such a good lockout play. Preventing those caravels from having a great admiral could be the game changer here.
Yeah, it's hard. Like thinking of how many points he would need. He would need at least around 300 points to snatch all of them at once, or more, 300 than 300 points. They're getting expensive really fast when you're going to Renaissance era. Oh well, we'll see. We're gonna need to come back to this. It doesn't look like they're gonna do it this turn, but definitely we're gonna see pop, pop, pop. That's when admirals are getting picked.
Absolutely. And even Dido is actually looking a little bit aggressive here, settling the Galapagos Islands, which is going to further cement her science lead. She's already 10 science ahead of Sprig. Is that going to mean a significant advantage in terms of the caravel timing?
If Sprig doesn't click on that caravel, yes, that's the problem here. Sprig, I don't see him clicking that caravel technology, and this only makes Corny have such a big lead over him. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. I guess he is thinking that he's going to be safe with the inlands that he has. He's going to have 3 inlands. Maybe he just wants to defend with, I don't know, some catapults, some trebuchets, walls in London, Hull, and Newcastle upon Tyne, or forget about them.
Yeah, for sure. These players are playing a completely different game to what you might expect in your standard Civ 6 game. So it can be hard to tell exactly what they're doing, but you can always tell that they know what they're doing. Maybe we should check in on some of the other players here. It's been a while since we've talked about some of them.
So, one thing that we need to take into account first, 8 turns until the medieval era. That means everybody's rushing for those era score points. I'm going to keep the era score here so we get to see on each of the players what's their necessary point. Let's see, Sprig. Oh, Dark Age, 34 out of 41. That's a lot of points that he needs to get.
Yeah, I think he's already in just a normal age. I think he was the only one to miss a dark age, and now he's going into a dark again.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He's free inquiry. No.
Oh no, sorry, I misread it.
Yeah, it's fine. I think you saw the how to say. You saw a spectator here.
Spectator. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Has the
Apologies.
same icon. It's fine. It's fine. Tirits with pen brush and voice 6 points away. We got Firsos 1 point away. Distoria over the necessary threshold. Corny also is Dark Age here, 47 out of 54. And I guess he is. Oh, look at that. He's also going for the Harper shipping projects. He noticed what's going on. By Sprig, he was trying to get as many points as possible, and look at that. He's trying to counterbalance that.
Yeah, for sure. These players are watching each other like hawks. They have like a map filled with fog of war. So any number that they can look at to see what their opponent is doing, that's going to influence their decision making. If you see your opponent's military score go up, you got to build some military. If you see them saving up great people points, you got to start saving them up as well.
I have to say that only 3 of these animals got picked up right now. Hanno the Navigator, Themistocles, and the Gaius Duilius. And then they blocked it out. The next one is Artemisia, and we're gonna need to wait and see who's gonna get one of those. Who's gonna unlock it?
Now, for what reason would players block out the Great Admirals? Is it a tactical choice? Is there some metagame play here that I'm not seeing that I don't understand?
I think it is a tactical choice, not giving either an advantage. You don't know if you're gonna manage to get the +3 animal, or you're gonna manage to get the Armada one, or the or even just a normal +5, because you have 2 coastal civilizations going against you 1. So I think it was a tactical play here to try to close this. My only unknown here is who closed it, because at the moment we see England getting a lot of points, but we don't know if he was the one who last passed. It would be a totally different matchup if Phoenicia and England were the ones that passed.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to know who initiated this stalemate. In terms of this golden age, the first golden age is like the most important thing in the game. Can players survive if they do miss this golden age?
Depending on the land, sometimes they do survive. They might have a lot more cities. They might have very good places for campuses, and they just said, okay, it's not worth to build a wonder for that golden age. I can get the bonuses myself anyway. So sometimes, yes, the players do forget about getting their golden ages or just decide they don't need it. I do see Jack the Ripper is 10 points away, and he's also trying to get more commercial heavy investments for these great merchants, Marco Polo being the next one. I also notice him putting down quite a few of those campuses. He's 42 science and 46 culture, but not he is close to Firsos, but not really there yet. He's like 3 points away, and has a bit more culture than him. But look at that gold, 101 gold per turn coming up from Hungary.
Yeah, that early investment into those commercial hubs is definitely starting to pay off for him, especially with those international trade routes across that lake to Gorgo. This guy's economy is popping off. In fact, the entirety of Team One's economy, every single one of them has a positive economy. Their gold income is just really respectable right now, and it's not like they're falling behind in any other category. Is this like a strategic play from these guys? Do they just want to be awash with gold to be able to have a lot of flexibility in their game?
I think so. I think that's exactly the reason they went Eleanor and Dido. And Hungary, like I was saying, if it doesn't get a war going, you might as well go for economy here. Just put a lot of commercials out and try to get them. The same I was expecting about Rome here, but he didn't quite go yet that way. He went for theater squares instead of commercials. We're gonna need to wait and see what's gonna happen and how he's gonna play this out in the next ones.
Well, why
In the
why
next
would a player go for theater squares before commercials? Is it just like a sort of declaration of confidence? Is it they want to get their culture up early? Do they want to rush maybe cores and mobilization? What's going on there?
It might have been for the points because he didn't manage to get a splendid theater square next to that entertainment complex, but I do see one in his capital city. So going for two of them, it feels like it's a bit too much, especially with Rome and Colosseum, when you could go for commercials. Maybe they think Sprig and Bilbo are doing enough gold, so they don't need to do more for them, which is. As you see over here, we see this. They don't see this properly. They have to actually do extra moves if they want to see the gold income of their opponents. Um, their opponents are making so much more gold. This is unbelievable. It's like 3 times or more gold than them in total.
Yeah, I
But it's
think
sixty-seven.
even just Eleanor on Team One is making more gold than the entirety of Team Two, and she has the least gold per turn of her team.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, with the
So
exception of Gorgo.
you can imagine this is quite a bit of an issue over here.
Yeah, I wonder if the goal difference is gonna be the tempo setter in the mid game here. That's a lot of unit upgrades. This now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but if I see a team going for a lot of gold, that screams to me timing push. They're gonna wait until they have some sort of tech or unit advantage, and then they're gonna explode out the gate with 10 to 20 of them and just rush someone.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Look at Corny. Mercenaries 3 turns. He's probably 1 turn away from cartography. He moved away from it, and now he's just building biomes. Nothing else. One, two, three, four, 5 biomes coming out. Next turn, he already has one, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8 biomes built and on the front line. He just wants to get another custom for that extra production, and boom, he's gonna get that as well. Oh, actually, wait, that he cannot move that. Never mind. He cannot get a boat out of this Utica city.
No, he
That's
can't.
the only city that
That's a little bit unfortunate. Maybe if he had done some tile swapping and tile moving, he might have been able to do that. Here's the thing. I think the Caravels are coming in a couple of turns here for Dido, but England is ready. She's about to unlock cartography here herself. Who do you... Is this going to be an irrelevant war? Or honestly, if you're Dido and you see England's ready, do you just poke in and then let her waste gold upgrading and switch to some other objective? Or are you going all in here?
I think this is an all-in from both of them. My only worry is Sprig went for civil service. He went to get that military alliance, and he needs mercenaries. He doesn't have a lot of culture. He's on 35 culture. We'll see if he has enough timing to get his mercenaries built before he's gonna get to upgrade his units. Because upgrading cannibals with 180 gold versus 90 gold, it's gonna be such a big difference in
Absolutely.
number.
Mercenaries giving you that card that halves the upgrade cost of your units, and those galleys upgrading into caravels is going to be such a huge game changer here. But then again, the extra +5 combat strength can also be a tiebreaker here.
Yeah, I also want to point out we did have a lot of those projects for Sprig, so he did manage to take around or have around 234 gold. If he doesn't upgrade with mercenaries, that's going to be such a big difference. Oh, wait, does he have mercenaries? I see him going for naval tradition. What?
That's a
Does he
little bit
have
of an
it already?
odd choice. Is he maybe looking
That's in
for
the
extra
middle.
gold?
Yeah, that's in the middle. It's like a side quest to the main quest, like, you know?
Yeah, that's a little bit odd. You can actually, if you click on his perspective and check his government, you might be able to see if he has those cards unlocked already. Um, if you his government tab,
Let's see.
no, he doesn't
No,
have it.
it doesn't.
Ooh, I'm very
Oh,
scared for him now because he is not going to be able to upgrade those units as efficiently. Is it time to start spamming scouts and pray for support bonuses and just buy time?
oh, he switched. He went for okay. He switched military training. That's the one before mercenaries. I don't know if he has feudalism, but I hope so. Yeah, he does have feudalism. So it's just a matter of getting the next one. Okay, let's go. Very close, very close. Let's see. Firsos has the first knight. Wait, what? What's happening here?
The
Oh,
first
okay.
night.
Okay. So he's looking like we actually. Oh, we might see Fez go against Khmer here. We also see Khmer managing to get a knight towards Greece. They might push Greece from both sides to pressure him into submission. Rome and, of course, Khmer. At
Yeah,
the
this
same
is
time,
looking a little scary for Gorgo here. There might be a little bit of aggression coming. What were you going to say about Khmer?
he's getting more and more faith going. He's on 153. Still has a gold problem, and honestly, this is a bigger problem than they, I think, know about right now. The gold generation is not going to allow them to keep England alive. If England falls, I think Canada falls. It's so important to keep England alive. That will allow Phoenicia a land bridge towards Canada, and all of those units will go towards Canada, forcing Canada to defend himself on the land, not only on that choke on the west side.
Yeah, this is looking very, very scary for Team 2 here. And it all really hinges on this battle on the sea. And I think you're right. It is going to come down. If England can manage to be the wall that protects Canada, then maybe a culture victory could be on the cards here. But it's looking like, I don't know. I really am. I'm kind of siding. Like, if I had to choose between which player's position I'd like to be in, Corny seems to be the one who's setting the tempo.
It does look like it. It does look like it's gonna be the one influencing this game. On the other side, of course, Khmer needs to make a decision. What is he gonna do? Because look at that defense. Ben with 92 culture. We got even Jack the Ripper with 70 culture. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go into a second golden age here. Yeah, there we go. 52 out of 50, 49 out of 50. Just one more point, one levy away from getting that going. And the only one that looks like. He's gonna sacrifice himself is Corny here. This is look how big of a sacrifice he's making. This is all in attacking Victoria. They know if they take down Victoria, Canada is gonna be next.
Yeah, for sure. This is the moment where a player puts his hands up and says, "All right, team, I'll be the sacrificial lamb. I'll torpedo my empire's economy to build the greatest navy in human history and just throw it at my opponents and cross my fingers, close my eyes, and hope that it crumbles their empire." Now, what does a successful defense from England look like here? Is a stalemate good enough to buy Canada time?
I think so. Is it gonna be enough though? Both of them going into a dark age. Both of them will have the +5 card for melee units. Both of them will. Well, I guess there will be a big of an advantage here for England fighting in his own territory, getting some extra heals. Other than that, the gold is gonna make a big difference between them. We got on the score screen here. We got what 1500 gold almost on the right team, and on the left team we barely have 600 or 700 actually. Those are so many more boats from Phoenicia. He can just keep on attacking, trading units, or sacrificing his units into the English navy.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to a bit of a grinding war. Once those walls go up, you're going to need frigates to come in and start battering down those walls. So if Phoenicia can keep the pace up and just do a lightning strike, take out all the enemy units, I think they have a really good chance. But England equally, these aren't slouches. These players know what a war on the water looks like. So I expect every single move to be incredibly efficient and for these cities to almost fall multiple times, but ultimately be defended.
I have another piece of very important information to share. Corny just discovered cartography. He has mercenaries. He can upgrade his caravels, while Sprig has mercenaries 4 turns away. He's gonna be forced to wait those 4 turns. So if we see over here, Corny switch to mercenaries, start to pop his caravels, in 2 turns he's already starting to delete the English navy. He's gonna be 2 turns too late, Sprig, on that. That oh my god!
Oh, here come the admirals, by the way. The admirals have been triggered. England saved up enough points to snatch up a few of them all at once, it looks like. But was there a competition for them?
So Khmer actually helped him on that one. He bought one of them, and then we see. Let's see, Leif Erikson, a Renaissance one, Zheng He, a Renaissance one, Rahendra Kola. Oh, there we go. So the +3 was picked up by Phoenicia.
Oh my god, he managed to snipe one of those medieval Renaissance. Yeah. That is going to be a game changer here. He would have been missing that +5 combat strength, but the fact that he managed to snipe one of them is huge.
It is unbelievable how he managed to get exactly the one with extra damage. And he has a caravel fleet because he got Gaius Julius earlier. This is one-shotting all of the galleys of England. Each of the galleys, I guess. 81 against 46.
81 combat strength. My goodness, with the Embelon promotion as well, bumping up that combat strength. This just goes to show you, these players, these are no slouches. They know what, like, they're watching each other like hawks, waiting for the moment to catch each other out. But getting that +3 combat strength permanently, is it enough? Like, do you use that, or do you keep the Great General for the +5 combat strength on your boats?
I guess it all depends if you have another one. At this point, I think he doesn't have another one, so he's not going to activate the +3. He's just going to use it for the +5 he gets on the units around it. But that's still enough. Honestly, looking at how fast he's going to be on Sprig, oh man, he's going to force Sprig to hard upgrade a few of his units, and they just don't have the gold. 500 gold on them right now. There we go. How did that one upgrade, by the way?
I think that was a Great Admiral.
That was a Great Admiral. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got 2 caravels out.
Okay.
Here they come. The caravel swarm is beginning. They're starting to move around the Galapagos Islands. And I think we're maybe 1 or 2 turns away from the war not being declared, but beginning in earnest.
Look at these upgrades. Just every single tile he has is filled with pyrims, and it's getting upgrades.
Yeah, and also look at this incredibly careful positioning, trying to make sure that England has a flat face to fight against here, so that every unit is protected by another unit, giving those all-important support bonuses.
I also want to point out we got on England's side, he's pumping out scouts, so he increases that defense with another +2 for each of these units around those boats. He's trying as much as possible to give him a better survivability chance. Is he going to make it though? So much gold got spent over here by Sprig without the mercenary card. That was such an investment.
Yeah, it really hurts to have to spend your gold that early. And look, his entire team just like sent him gold. They're all completely broke. And Jack the Ripper's team is not broke. Team 1. Oh, Sorry.
Oh, I saw something by the way. He has 90 gold on his cannibal. Did come? I think somebody boosted him without us knowing. I think somebody just boosted him with mercenary. He didn't have mercenary boost before when we watched him with 4 turns, and now he did.
Yeah, that just goes to show you the high level of cooperation between these players, calling for the boost on mercenaries and somebody helping him out there. These players are experienced, they know what they're doing, and they know how to get the most out of these technology and civic boosts.
Such a massive difference in military strength, though. 1,000 versus 580. Still, a lot of bows needs to be upgraded here, and he's gonna need to make deal with just a few cannibals, and of course the support bonus for them. He needs to protect as long as possible those Gannis, so they get the opportunity to switch to cannibals. And of course, we do need to do this. Give me a second. I'm gonna go minus because
Yeah,
okay.
it's one of the unfortunate things that has to do with Civ 6 spectating is that the spectators are theoretically still players.
Bonjour.
Um, would you like me to stay quiet or would you like me to talk while you're managing this?
It's fine. It's fine. Talk.
Yeah, no worries.
Keep us entertained.
Yeah, so the spectator mod that they have put in, it's actually like a little bit of a hack. Technically, you're actually a player in the game. You still have some of the you still have some of the mechanics that a player has, like for example, voting in the World Congress, and you earn era score, even though you have no cities and you can see the entire map. It's incredible the modders work that has gone into making this game a spectator sport is truly remarkable.
Yeah, big props to Jack the narrator. He has been the one who did multiplayer helper, did develop at some point the better balance starts mod and BSM, the better spectator mod. He has been oh my god, he has been such an important figure in our community, allowing us to get to the next level.
Yeah, seriously, like, and that's the beautiful thing about a game like Civilization 6. Everybody who plays it develops a passion for it. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or what language you speak. If you play Civ, you're passionate about it, and that's why these incredible balance mods, these incredible spectator mods, and these incredible tournaments and community games have come about.
Yep. I was trying to figure out what's going on around the map here, and I do see Khmer managing to get a very important scientist, Hildegard of Bingen. He's going to get so much science out of that holy site. That's a plus 14 holy site with Hildegard of Bingen. He's going to get the science out of it. I do see he's getting attacked though. Jack the Ripper not taking any prisoners in Lingapura. And looking at what's going on, he already got that attack going against the warrior. Took it out.
Oh, interesting. As the Khmer player here, you've got to be a little bit frustrated that he's coming in. Is that your diplomatic quarter that he's
Yeah.
stepping on? Oh man, that's annoying. So that's going to be a tough thing to deal with.
That's that swordsman. It's 53 strength from the defense. He got the foreign ministry. He got combat strength from the King Raven, the support bonus. That swordsman also has extra movement. But then we see the Knights of Firsos also dealing 62 damage, so it should be fine. It's just his economy is kind of weak after all. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. These swordsmen, man, I can't help but feel there's a lot of pillage tiles in Khmer's future.
Yeah. I do see Firsos is getting more and more knights. I think this also might have been a bit of a oh, wait a second. There's a second wave coming over here. Jack the Ripper got Volin as well, and all of those will go to the south.
Yeah,
Okay.
chaos is a
Okay.
ladder, and Hungary is climbing right now. He is ready to not necessarily kill Khmer, but definitely take away his attention, put him on tilt, put him off his balance.
And this is so surprising. We were talking about earlier how they can take away the attention of Hungary. They can take away the attention of Gorgo, when in fact the opposite is happening right now.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. We thought it was going to be the Khmer that was going to be the interceptor, but it looks like the tables have turned and the turns have tabled. And Khmer is a little bit on the defensive here.
What's happening on the coast here? We got, okay, more boats showing up to fight in the eel stamp. Bilbo did manage to jump up to 79. He went for a pen brush and voice this time. He basically got what he needed, right? He has 2, 4, 6, 8 cities, more commercials coming out, foreign ministry, more harbors. He needs to help out his buddy. He knows England is in trouble.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And what's really interesting here is the battle lines being drawn here. I know boats can't dig trenches in the ocean, but if there's anything that looks like trench warfare, it's this. Oh my god, a one shot on that unit here, and the lines are starting to open up.
The scout, the scout got taken out.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching players move like pieces on a chessboard around really really quickly. Everything is just shuffling so fast. Things are getting swapped back and forth to be kept alive. This is an overwhelming attack from Corny, though.
It is, and you gotta see he has just as many boats just showing up over there. The only thing he's missing is, of course, those extra scouts that he could have gotten, but I think he's doing just fine even without them. We're gonna need to see Sprig needing to pull up some very important moves over here. Will he have the gold though? He needs to put new caravels in the front line. He needs to get, there we go, some new upgrades and close the choke. He needs to 100% close this choke to the north.
Yeah, for sure. For people who don't know, the reason that there's scouts in the water is that units get +2 combat strength on the defense if there are units near them, and scouts count for that bonus. So they're trying to use every advantage they can, putting as many scouts in the water to just get that little bit of extra defensive combat strength.
You say a little bit, but that's +12 support bonus.
Yeah, it's a little bit per scout, but it ends up being a lot overall.
That's a 15 more bonus on those caravels. That's a lot. But yeah, indeed, it's just, it does take a long time to actually get these, and you have to time them properly so you don't end up getting the new ones. How do you call it? The next tier scouts? I forgot how they're called. Instead of the just plain old scouts, because those do cost a lot.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And it's really interesting to see just how hard these players have to commit to war. It is a real arms race here. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this many boats in a single place in any of my games in single player. So seeing a multiplayer game with armies of this scale and complexity, and as the turn rolls over, I think we're going to see sparks fly.
The only thing that I'm worried about, they do have money for the boats, but they don't have a problem when it comes to getting them in their own borders. Getting the boats in your own borders can help you withstand more damage because your boats heal. So you try to use that as much as possible. But other than that, it looks like we do have quite a few attacks over here. And yeah, Corny is pushing in, taking out, he just took out one of the caravels, damaged quite a few more. And he's also, look at the resupply train that he's doing, putting new boats in the front line, while those damaged ones, even if they're not that badly damaged, he's just getting them back into his territory, so they can heal back up and go on the front lines again.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like he's going for a sustained push here, knowing that he has the unit advantage and that he can afford to pull these units out. And something that's really critical to note is that units need 15 experience to get to that first level. And if you're attacked 3 times by units of the same combat strength, you only end up with 12. So these caravels aren't leveling up for England on the defense, while these Dido caravels are building up that experience because they get 5 experience every time they attack. So not only is he pulling ahead in ship counts, in ship health, he's also pulling ahead in promotions.
Yeah, this is gonna be an issue how Sprig is gonna manage this. It's not gonna be easy. I do notice he got at least a Boo, which at least he's gonna get some more heals when he's gonna be inside of his territory. You know, that's at least a bit of an advantage there. Both of them, of course, in a Dark Age. I think both of them are using the +5 card. Let me actually double check. Do we see it? No, we don't see it. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I do also want to check out what's going on here, though. Okay. Oh, Khmer did manage to do it. Okay. He pushed back the units of Hungary, took down 2 of the swordsmen with his knights, and now those Hungarian units are just experience points for him.
But here's the thing: this is a very low investment attack for Hungary. It maybe cost them a few hundred gold to really force the Khmer to defend in a way that they really don't want to be doing right now, because what the Khmer wants to be doing is simming.
Yeah, and honestly, he did get so much gold per turn. It doesn't even matter that few hundred gold points. Honestly, it doesn't matter. Let's go back here. Let's see the moves. Do we have the moves? This one is in danger. For example, this one caravel that is between three, it can withstand one attack, and if he doesn't move it, there we go. It just got deleted.
Oof. I can see the English line starting to break. This scout heroically defending against the caravel. I can't help but feel that little bit of lost health on that caravel saved him there. He's going to be able to maybe get another caravel on that spot.
Oh man, I'm extremely worried about what's going on. Look at the boats healing inside on, and there are still so many boats on the front line. It's just terrible. I also want to point out, usually units heal much faster in your cities rather than outside of your cities. So just for optimization sake, Sprig should get them inside of his cities to heal back up.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. But I think he doesn't have the time or energy to afford moving those units back a turn because he's trying to heal them next to the front line so they provide that critical support bonus.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough choices all around. What do you do? You know,
Yeah,
this
what do
is
you do, man? It's a rough one. Is there anything to be said for like a couple of ranged units on the coastline to shoot these boats, or do they just not bring enough punch to the fight?
They might have. I see he's going for a few quadrims here. He is trying to get them chopped, and he is 2 turns away from getting square rigging. I do want to check if anybody from his team does have niter, though, because, you know, it's kind of useless if they don't. He's not going to have niter. He just doesn't have the necessary science to go to the bottom three. But yeah, there we go. We got Rome doing niter, Firsos doing niter. So they do have a bit of niter for his frigates. Those will help him deal the damage on the caravels. Is it gonna be enough gold for him to do all of this? This remains to be seen.
Yeah, the one advantage of the frigates is that they can attack without taking damage, so it does give him a lot of efficiency. But oh man, I'm not sure that that's enough.
It's tricky. It is 100% tricky. We'll see. Antananarivo just got defeated. Somebody killed the city-state here, and that wasn't actually Khmer. Where is Antananarivo?
Was it to the north of Hungary?
Oh, oh, there
Oh
we go.
no.
Rome took it down.
Yeah, that makes sense. Antananarivo, is that the one that gives you housing from water?
No, that's Mohenjo-Daro. Antananarivo gives you extra culture according to your science alliance level, I believe. It's
Oh,
more culture per alliance level or something.
yeah,
If
they give some sort of culture bonus. I don't remember. It might be the percent bonus. Yeah, it is the
no,
percent bonus.
it's great person. Yeah, it's a great person. Sorry, I even messed up. It's Vilnius, the other one with the alliance. It's the two culture per great person that you have ever earned up to 30%.
So this looks like a bit of a tactical kill here from Team 2 to prevent the culture defense from Team 1. It looks like they're still committed to that culture game, and they're really banking on England holding here, even Rome, like providing strategic long-term help towards that culture victory.
I do see in the meantime, Rome did manage to double in city count, and he still keeps on settling. Even might settle one coastal over here to the north. If he does manage to get something done in the bay, he could just put a connection city at some point and help out against Phoenicia.
Yeah,
We'll see. But
definitely.
honestly, there are so few caravels remaining. This is turning out to be disturbing.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
it's truly beautiful to watch Corny be so efficient with his movements. To every, like, nothing is wasted. Every attack is at almost full health. He's not giving England an inch here.
Yeah, it's just 2 more turns until all of these boats will get back healed. Even the fleet one, he's gonna send them back. Look, almost all of his frontline units are fully healed, while of course England cannot heal his boats so fast.
I think there's another route to Rome, maybe saving his ally. They're only 10 tiles away, maybe from marching on Dido City. So if they can figure out a way to get a road or something through there, he might be able to force Dido to defend on land and buy some breathing room for this English who's putting up a heroic defense.
I agree. I just don't know if he's gonna do it. And oof, that was well, that just died.
Yeah, this is looking spookier and spookier every turn that goes by. England's defense is beginning to crumble. He does have square rigging now, so every chunk of gold that he gets can go towards getting frigates. And at least, I think Hull is dead, but he might be able to hold Newcastle upon Tyne with those frigates.
I'm trying to put myself into Sprig's mind right now, and of course, he's probably asking his teammates right now, "Niter, Niter, please, guys, Niter, gold, gold, give me gold." And at the same time, he's struggling to keep everything upgraded here, keep everything healed, and try to keep these units from Phoenicia so far away from his land. Wait. Oh, okay. That's his. I was also thinking he might have used some land units to also defend him with this. Maybe some catapults, trebuchets in this case, so he can deal some damage. It's at the moment, I guess he just doesn't have the necessary production to go for it. And talking
Yeah.
of production here, oh my God, look at Ben having 171 production, but then Canada 197 right next to him. We
Ooh.
do have the tunnel. We do have the tunnel here. This is the tunnel tile. And immediately after that got bought, Bilbo put a heavy chariot inside of it.
Yeah, he definitely is aware of the potential tunnel here and is looking to prevent any units from sneaking in and pillaging his lands and even just attacking him in general. What is Canada's move here? It seems like they're going for the great scientist there.
Yeah, Isaac Newton coming up next. Free university, free library. We got +2 science on those universities. Really needs it. He's the first one in science with 145 points, 112 culture, while Firsos did manage to get to 110, 135 and 120. And still, the war is raging right next to his borders. He's trying to help out his buddy here with as much gold as he can, but might just not be enough.
Yeah, man, I can't help but feel like we're maybe getting to the point where this is where the decision point is made whether or not England can actually hold this, that either they crumple or they stand strong. It's got to be bearing down upon us. Although Hungary did levy to his east, that's that's even more units coming his way.
I think, well, I mean, at the same time, you gotta take into account every time Hungary levies, he gets a free envoy, I think, into that city state, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that's
So
true.
you just sediment your lead into all of the city states if you have the gold. It makes you, let me see, it's receive an envoy, yeah, with the city state. That's just good to keep city states in check. With the city states, you get more diplo favor overall. With the diplo favor, you get to influence the grid session. And coming back on that, by the way, no harbors, no buildings in the harbors can be created.
Yeah, I wonder who voted for that and why.
Let's see. It's Canada. Okay, so it's team 1, I guess. Barking Cats.
Yeah, why did Barking Cats vote to block harbors?
Because Eleanor and at the same time Phoenicia can go for shipyards that will double their production very, very soon. So they just wanted to take that away from them. Not to mention, most of their economy is based on the lighthouses.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Most of their economy is based on lighthouses. So if you can block a few of those lighthouses and the shipyards from being built, even though it hurts you a little bit, it gives you a significant advantage over your opponent. And the settling is continuing.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop. These players are gonna keep on settling until, even if they're at war. You see, even Sprague getting more settlers over here to the southwest. He keeps on settling. It is such an important maneuver. That tile. I do want to mention another part that I always find important. You have to take care of how you're gonna do the attack moves when you're fighting like this, because if you do move, you lose your ability to heal.
Yeah, that's for sure. Units that are stationary get the heal at the end of the turn, so if you're pushing and are aggressive, you're leaving yourself vulnerable for counterattack.
Yeah. Oh, and we got okay, ironclad. Well, it looks like this might be over here without even one single frigate being upgraded in England land.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he doesn't have any frigates. I mean, he has the Niter. Is he just lacking the gold? Oh, there's the frigate.
There we go. It's not that good, so it's well, I mean, it's still gonna be better than nothing. He's still gonna get probably walls. I would really suggest him getting from the inner cities. I would really hope he's getting trebuchets, but he's not. He's getting industrial zone logistics, granaries, and monuments.
Yeah, maybe he's going for the granary so these cities don't flip due to loyalty and can hold their own. And maybe he acts as a bulwark on the land for Canada. Frigates here are going to help, but can it stand against ironclads?
I don't think so. You need so many frigates to attack one single ironclad. It's 65 against 92,
Oh
and
my god.
I do want to point out Phoenicia did manage to get a spine and got printing, so that's an extra +6 damage that he's getting on those boats. That's why he's so tough right now.
God, yeah, the players will look for every single tiny little eke of an advantage they can gain over their opponents. It's honestly game changing. 3 combat strength can make or break a war.
Yeah, especially when you're fighting like in such a close quarter with so many units in the water. Like every little bit, every inch of land counts. Every inch of bonus, every inch of everything. Gold, you've seen how much it matters for Victoria. If you would have managed to upgrade everything from the beginning, it would have been totally different. It would have had more units healed up in the front line. It could have withstood more attacks.
My one question here is for Corny. Does he have his own frigates on the way? Is he also massing up quadriremes and preparing to push with frigates?
It doesn't look like it. He's going to focus all into the melee.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for an all melee build. Man, how do you feel if you're England right now? What's going through your head?
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's what, man. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Well, he's gonna get the walls up. At least I do see him losing a few more boats over here in the front of Hull, but he's kind of trying to get the victor. I would have thought he would definitely get some catapults here or trebuchets, but oh well, I guess not in the cards here. Not in the cards. Next turn he's gonna get printing.
So he
And
will
honestly,
counter a little bit of that diplomatic visibility, but is it too little too late?
I think it is too late. That was the next thing that I wanted to point out. It feels like he lost the naval war.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, like, here's the thing. There have been many moments throughout this tournament where we've looked at a player and said, man, this guy's dead. And then they managed to cling to life for another 20 to 30 turns. And honestly, 20 to 30 turns is all his team needs to try to close the game out. I wonder, with England falling here, with them on the edge of destruction, are there any moves being made around the map? Are people jostling for position to start their own attacks?
That's a good question. Let's see. Rome getting a few more units. Greece actually did manage to get right in front of his face with those knights. Got a spy inside of Rome's capital, and it doesn't look like Rome has one in the cities of Gorgo, so he's going to get a +3 advantage. Gorgo is going to get a +3 advantage. Even if he did manage to get a few units over here to the northeast, doesn't really make sense to do anything with them. There are just not enough of them. On Khmer side, he basically got forced by Hungary to defend over here, and Hungary just levied an army from Fez and Volyn. Now he's gonna need to keep always up defense to the north. And looking at his gold, he's not doing amazing. He's just on 20 gold a turn. He does have 206 science and 206, sorry, faith, and he's generating a lot of production anyway. So that should be fine for him in the long term. So to answer your question, no. Except the victory condition, which is Canada, trying to get his ice hockey rings, trying to be better and get that tourism. It doesn't look like anybody around him is going for any kind of extremely good moves here.
Yeah, it looks like Canada is the ticking time bomb here, and England is the fuse. Can England burn long enough to give Canada the time to detonate that culture victory?
Yeah, that is a big question here. We do have the city of Newcastle upon Tyne getting surrounded here. It looks like Sprig did choose to defend a little bit to the north, while he's leaving the city of Hull, well, to danger. We do have that city in a 50 strength, so at least it's going to be a bit tougher to go through it. While the city of Newcastle upon Tyne is going to get walls in 2 turns. I don't think he's going to die before that, though. Oh, there we go. He just plugged in the wall card.
Yeah, the wall card.
Lime card, yeah.
Yeah, those walls will buy him at least a turn or two to keep that city alive, and a couple of turns is all he needs. Hull is actually going to take a while to kill because there's only a 1 tile gap that the city can be attacked from.
Yeah, and of course attacking into cities with walls with melee units is just not ideal. You're gonna need frigates, you're gonna need ranged units. Finally, we got some in production here from Phoenicia. We got a few quadrims coming out of his cities, and he keeps on expanding behind all of this. While look at England go. It's starting to take over the north over here.
Yeah, this England is on sim hardcore here. However, I'm a little bit worried about that Auckland because one quick levy from Hungary and Leicester and Bradford are in a little bit of trouble.
Whoa, same team, bro.
Oh,
Shots
sorry,
fired.
same team. Whoops. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I mixed them up. It's hard to keep track of who's on whose team. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Auckland should be fine.
That is true. I do see Miel, that's England, did manage to keep Auckland soothed, and we do see all of that extra production coming up even in the Halong Bay over here, giving him awesome tiles to work.
Oh, that's one of my favorite natural wonders, Halong Bay. Shout out to Halong Bay. What a great coastal wonder.
Plus, so much. Can you imagine if Halong Bay was here? Oh man, he would have defended so easily.
Oh my god! I don't think we would see a completely different war. It wouldn't look like this at all. Oh,
For
and
sure.
Look at that heroic wall strength, completely defending Newcastle upon Tyne, at least for a few turns.
Yeah. We do have Hungary pushing in from the north towards the city of Hansa. They want to take away that city-state from their opponents. Maybe go towards Preston here, even though we do have Sprig now with the frigates managing to do some more damage against these units from Phoenicia. But I think that's just grinding. This is just trading right now, and if you're talking about trading, when this starts to happen, the civilization with the most units will just win.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like team one, Corny, Jack the Ripper, Ben, and Mole, they know that England is the hard shell towards the tasty Canadian centre, and they know if they break that nut open, they're going to be able to feast upon Canada's culture victory. So it seems like everything is bearing down upon England right now.
Yeah, they knew from the beginning Canada is going to go for a culture victory. They knew this will happen. Like you said, this was a statement by Barking Cats when they picked Canada first. Everybody knew at that point this is somebody going for a culture victory. So they gotta kill him before that culture victory, or they need to defend while they're doing their own. It looks like they went for the kill instead of the defend.
You know, I think it might be a good time to get a little bit of perspective on the game. Can we get a SimCity check? How are the players doing? What are the yield numbers? What is the science like? What is the culture like? How are they standing in the tech tree? What are the plays coming up here?
Well, we do have Tirits with 200 production. We got Bilbo also 206 production. Jaya Varman 171, and then Sprig, of course, lagging behind with 123. On the That is from the barking ants. On the other side, we do have Jack the Ripper 184. It looks like Ben is the first one from his team with 190. So looking at this. Just from these numbers, barking ants are doing a little bit better, but just marginally.
Yeah, so
Uh,
from raw sim numbers, you would give the advantage to barking cats. Now, if you take into account the gold, does that change your analysis?
Oh, for sure. Just so much gold being generated by cars over here. But honestly, it looks like Tirits is starting to ramp up. Bilbo did manage to get 119 gold per turn, and Firsos is not in a negative way anymore. He's not in the negative scene. So we'll see if that actually helps him out. What I am a bit. I do want to point something out. I was expecting Khmer here to settle a lot more cities, and the fact that he's getting attacked from the north forced him to use so much of his faith generation into buying units that he did not get to keep on settling.
Yeah,
This
because
is
like he has
problem.
so much land around him to keep just expanding, 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 and even if they're not very good cities, they can build their own districts and eventually become useful. I was expecting to see a blob Khmer, a giant Khmer with 15 cities churning out faith. We've seen a rather more reserved Khmer this game.
True. And my stream is screaming at me. Canada cannot be defended when it's going for a culture victory. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not gonna say no to that. I don't want to contradict my stream viewers. Usually, they do know their simming over here. They do know their sieve, but at the same time, I gotta say I've seen players manage to do it. So it kind of depends on how you're gonna play this out, and also imagine even this killing Canada is still a defense in some way. So I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Killing Canada is a defense. Can we actually get a quick check on Canada's tourism account and whether or not they've actually started, or are they only now just getting up to their tourism engine?
They're on 44 tourism a turn. Very slow grinding here. 134.7 culture, 44 tourism.
So their
Doesn't
engine
seem.
hasn't kicked in yet. They're still early days in
Yeah.
terms of their culture victory.
Yeah, they do have a lot of science though. 182 science, 135 culture. They went for a pen brush and voice, picking up a lot of that culture from their highest hockey rings here. It doesn't look like he's gonna get a lot of tourism so fast. And taking a look at the great people points here, we got Greece 12 great writer points a turn. Canada is on 4. So the only way he's actually gonna get great writers is if he projects for them, and that's really not ideal.
Well,
Wait, do we have a city takeover? Oh,
could
Hansa died. Okay.
Hunza has died. Could this be? Now, maybe I don't think players are going to be thinking on this level here or trying to attempt this, but could this be a culture victory bait from Canada? And maybe they're just teching hard for a unit advantage and looking to rush some kind of late game unit and explode out of their mountain fortress? Or have we just not seen their culture victory come online yet?
That actually could be very interesting if we're gonna see some Mountie attack. Mounties are extremely good. I don't think that he's gonna go for tanks. I don't think he's gonna go for artilleries here. But Mounties could definitely be a thing. The only problem with Mounties is you actually need to be close to your national parks, and in this scenario in particular, he does have two civilizations close enough. Uh, on the west side, there are two cities of Hungary close enough. We do have Gorgo to the south over here, also with two cities. I'm pretty sure he can. Yeah, there we go. He can put a national park here and hit both of them. So there are ways of going about these attacks with, like you said, Mounties. If he's gonna get enough fast enough, that's a totally different matter. He's still metal casting 1 turn, civil engineering 2 turns. Uh, Not there yet, I would say. I do also want to point out something else. We were talking about the grinding game here. It looks like England is grinding down those Phoenician caravel numbers now. We only
Yeah, for
have
sure.
one.
I was just about to say that this navy is looking a lot smaller than it used to.
Yeah, we got like 12 remaining Caravels with a few banged up ones in his own cities, and he's trying to get them as fast as possible healed up. But now we do have also frigates coming online.
Yeah, I think the focus fire from those frigates in that choke point over here from England, this has been the battleground. The waves of Phoenician caravels just getting pummeled down by those frigate shots.
Yeah, I'm just worried about the numbers though. It doesn't seem like there are enough Caravels in front of those frigates to withstand the wave of frigates coming up from Phoenicia. It looks like Corny was on point with his reinforcements there.
Yeah, for sure. And that just goes to show you how important it was for him to sustain his caravels, just keeping them alive with the constant retreating and promoting and healing up. Because now he's finally breaking the caravel line, and now he can get to the juicy caravel line or frigate line behind that. Like, look how much damage that frigate took from one attack.
Yeah, it's melee versus ranged. Ranged is gonna get pummeled here. We do have Terracotta next, and at least he's gonna get some extra promotions. But honestly, what is he gonna use them on? That's the big question. What is he gonna use them on?
Yeah, don't forget also, like, taking promotions, man, that uses up a turn that your units could be shooting. Every shot counts here. I don't think you can afford to stop to promote these units.
Yeah, I agree. I also want to say Statue of Liberty just got put down by the city of Hamilton. They did manage to get 2 diplo points on Wilfred Laurier. I think he's gonna get Mahabodhi Temple if I'm not mistaken also, but I just don't see it. He's going for Potala Palace. Looks like this might be a run for diplo here instead of going for culture victory.
Yeah, they might see the ticking time bomb of England falling here, and they've decided to switch into a diplo victory. Now, what's the
Oh
best way to?
man.
Oh my God, that is a huge Hungarian army.
Oh man, Bimaya Pura. Bro, we got hussars, we got crossbows being levied, we got so many bombards coming up over here. Even I gotta say, Fez gifted so many units to Hungary right now,
It's
especially talking
pre-built
about these
bombards for
bombards.
him.
Yeah,
Come on,
what is
how
this?
helpful could a city state be? I wish I had city states this helpful in my games. This is like an incredible city state army. Usually, I see a carpet of scouts that do nothing. It also looks like there's a few of those hussars coming in. We might. Is it too late for black armies, or is it hussars we're going to be seeing here?
I think it's oh man, I think it is a bit too late for Firsos to get this defense going. Yes, he can withstand a few more turns. Well, I guess 2 more turns with that ancient wall going up. But look at, yeah, there we go. The bombast.
Oh my God!
Boom.
Wow.
And that's, yeah. Well, he did manage to get ballistics just this turn, but he lost control over that terrain, so he's not gonna get to upgrade all of these. Then he's gonna need to get a strengthening Lingapura, which is fine. I mean, he's gonna get another defense there, but that just means he's gonna be locked in this war forever. He's not
Yeah,
gonna
this is
be allowed to do anything else.
this is basically going to set the pace for what Khmer has to do this game. He wanted to play his own game, but Jack the Ripper is not letting him. He's forcing Fursos to play an incredibly defensive game right now.
I also want to point out they went differently about this game. We thought we might see some pressure coming up from Hungary at some point against Canada. We might still have that, but at a later stage. And they went to confront their opponents head on, counter-attacking into their possible moves, especially with Khmer having the ability to keep Hungary at bay. He was like, Hungary said, you know what? I'm gonna keep you at bay. You're not gonna keep me at bay. Then Phoenicia on the coast, all into that Victoria navy, and did manage to take it down. That means they're pressuring Canada from the east. That means they're still gonna get into Canadian land at some point or another. I don't wanna. By the way, I don't wanna leave you with the impression that Phoenicia can only do navy. It's very good late game. He has a lot of science potential. He has the culture potential. He's gonna make the gold and get the production up. It's just a matter of time until he's gonna get the necessary techs to fill the land army, and of course. Having movement on the coast is going to help him out reinforce these cities that he's getting from England.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. It seems like for a long time, not much was happening, but the map has exploded. Now, is there any aggression here from Eleanor on the land against Khmer? I think I might have seen a unit or two over on the border between Khmer and Eleanor. No, it looks like there's nothing going on there. I was going to say, I think I just lost my train of thought. It was yeah. Oh, Hungary. Hungary feels like just such like Hungary Gorgo here feels like such the perfect counterpick to Canada, because the Gorgo can prevent the culture victory, and Hungary, with his insane diplomatic favor generation, can prevent the diplomatic victory.
Yeah, we're going to need to see if he's going to keep a hold of all of those city states. The reason why you do want to kill the city states as soon as you see them when you're against Hungary. On the other side, you want to keep them as much as possible alive. From what I can see, they do have more city states, or they should have more city states. Let's see, Jack 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Mjolnir 1, so that's 5 for their team versus 1, 2, 3 cities for the barking ant. So just from that number, you realize that they're gonna generate more Diplo favor on their side.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I I really like the way Team One here have basically said to Team Two, it's like, yeah, sure, you can play your culture game. We're just gonna kill you. We're gonna play such a good war game that you're gonna be forced to play 3 versus 4 while your fourth player tries to win a victory.
Just for I would say the specificity's sake, Team One you're considering the right one, and Team Two the left one.
Yeah, it's because they have the number 1 underneath their name. If you see the little number underneath Dido's face.
Oh, right. Okay. I see what you mean. Which is kind of weird, because okay.
Yeah, it is
see.
backwards. I agree. I mean, I can.
It's fine.
It's just like I'm just going by the number that's on screen.
Yeah. I got confused over there. That's why I wanted to specify. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm saying it correctly, but that's just the logic I was following.
No, you're doing it fine. You're doing it fine. Just when I open up the score screen, they were inverse because Team One and Team Zero. That's why it's Team Zero here.
Oh,
Instead of
that's
Team
so
One.
confusing. Why is it like that?
Yes, I don't know, but it confused.
Oh God,
Okay,
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna start calling them Team Hungary and Team Canada.
right to left, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I've already made my choice, Michael. Don't make me change it again, okay?
Okay. Okay, well, we might see the first city fall here. Phoenicia did take down the walls in Newcastle upon Tyne. No more defenses there, and I do see there are only a few more frigates alive from England, while the same thing is happening on Khmer. And one of the things that I also want to point out, because when we were talking about earlier, we didn't take into account Rome into this. Rome playing for the late game, and the game is just getting away from him before he can actually be useful here.
Yeah, for sure. This was something I was wondering about Rome. It's like he's letting his entire team die. He he might be really really strong in the late game, but if he's the only one left alive in the late game, is he really going to have a chance to stop this?
That's the question. I don't think so. Like, and to be fair, he got such an advantage at the beginning. Like Rome at Temenanki in the capital, we got the Colosseum, very good campuses, very good theater squares, entertainment complex. Like all of these cities are booming right now. They're so happy, right? And unfortunately, looking at the game as it evolved around him, he cannot influence this fast enough to help out his team get a win. The only way he could have influenced this is if he had an extraordinary economy, but he didn't.
Yeah, I mean his economy is okay, but it was maybe a little bit too late, and I think I don't want to criticize these players because they're obviously working together. They're working as a team and they're incredibly experienced. But maybe a more heavy gold play for Rome would have been the play here. But then again, I have the benefit of hindsight. I can see what happened in
Yeah,
the
I
game.
mean, exactly. We got all of this advantage of having the bird's eye view, having the view from the satellites instead of from their side, their perspective. They don't know what has been happening in Phoenicia land, in Eleanor land. They don't know how much the gold they were setting up to do. Not to mention, they didn't know Corny will build such a massive navy to go against England.
Yeah, true. I mean, oh man, it's so difficult to know what the right move is here. And you're operating in the fog of war. You kind of have an idea that, okay, we know Dido is going to attack England, but like to attack with like, it looked like he had 25 caravels at some point. That's an overwhelming force.
Yeah, and just look what's going on here. We got some counterattacks, but honestly, with so many of these cannibals, it's no way that he's gonna remain alive with these boats. Yeah, there we go. On one last sea dog in the city of London.
Well,
That's
look, his defense has crumbled, but it was a heroic defense, was it not?
it was. I do have to point out something. We still have the inland city. He's not gonna die completely, but his influence on that navy is just taken out. And he just gave a few more cities to Phoenicia here. Even if, well, I guess we're gonna need to see if they're gonna rebel or not. We'll,
Yeah,
all
for
of this
sure.
coast right now is it's gonna be settled by Phoenicia. He has three, four, five, five more, seven, six more cities. It's
Yeah,
getting
definitely could be 6 or 7 more cities, and he has settlers on the way. And Dido has the production to explode right now. He could just sit on these coastal English cities and just pump out settlers.
yeah, he's preparing with more science for the next era, just getting those universities out, getting the libraries. I do want to see what happened with Newton, though. I think Bilbo got it, but I don't know. Let's see. Who did get Newton? He was making projects earlier. Oh, got snatched away by Hungary. Oh my God, look at this. Oh.
Yeah, that Hungary snatch is huge. Now, I wonder if they pooled gold to buy that or if they ran projects. Obviously, seeing Canada working his way towards that. The great person screen is something these players are going to be checking constantly to make sure that their enemies don't snatch out a good great person. And oh my God, look at that attack.
Yeah, this looks like Khmer will not manage to make it. Way too much damage coming up from these. Well, I guess. Wait a second. The 9 infantries are dying. It's just. Oh, okay. So he's going against the city center. We'll see. They can
Yeah,
withstand their own, but when they try to push into those cuirassier corps, they're just dying.
yeah. This is honestly this is a really good example of how important positioning is. This city is just really hard to defend because it has that lake behind it and it has really, really good defensive terrain for an attacker coming in. Look at those hills protecting those attackers as they move towards the city.
Yeah, well, one advantage of the lake though is it's not gonna get put under siege, which of course it's good. But other than that, yeah, it is a bit of a problem here. It's still a 79 strength city. Yeah, until it remains out of without walls. It's gonna go down to like 60 plus.
Definitely, it's gonna be. I mean, again, we talk about how it can look. Like this city is defendable. It just really depends for how long. I do think the city is going to fall, like you say, but I think he's going to make Hungary bleed for every inch, every tile that he takes from him.
Yeah, one big thing, of course, we need to mention this. These units, half of them are levied. He paid pennies on the dollar to actually get these units on the front line.
Yeah, they're basically cannon fodder. They're chaff. They could be thrown away, and he lost maybe a handful of gold per unit. And this gives him a huge tempo and economic advantage in this war because every single Khmer unit had to be hard built. Every single one of them is precious. So even losing one unit for the Khmer is a big deal.
Yeah. No, my God, we'll see. This is a hard one. I think at this point that mental pressure is starting to build up on the left team. We'll see. We'll see if barking cats can come out of this with their heads held high.
I mean, I think, to be honest, with the way that they've played so far, I would let them walk out of this game with their heads held high. They played an interesting game. They went for a particular style, and they're under pressure, and they're not buckling. They're holding. They're fighting for every single moment of this game because they know that they have that Canadian ticking time bomb up there that is just waiting for their win condition.
Yeah, maybe I think I used a different expression than I wanted to use. As in, I wanted to say, it's like when you have storm clouds above your head, and everything starts to be negative, negative, negative. That's what I meant.
Oh, I
It's
see.
gonna be
Walk
so
out
hard.
happy. They can walk out happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
something
get
like
you.
this. It's quite a problem over here to withstand the damage coming up from the north, the pressure, knowing that you might lose England, knowing that Khmer is in trouble, so two of your players are in trouble, then Rome cannot interact with this, and then you have so much of an economy on your opponent's team. Even right now, they do not see this happening, but they will see it actually starting up this moment. Khmer is getting pushed from the east with Cuirassier corps going against Angkor Wat. Greece is coming out to fight with a general, with Cuirassier corps, and of course he has a lot more pre-builds. They can afford to upgrade so many of those units here.
Yeah, for sure. This feels like a death knell for Khmer here, and it really kind of pivots over to what Rome is going to do because that Roman player I feel like is the ace in the pocket. Like, what is his team going to get him to do? What does it look like he's getting ready for?
Oh, you ask the hard questions, man. I At this point, I would have expected somehow Rome to knock on Gorgo's doorstep. I know it would have been hard, but he should have done it, or could have done it. I think that could have done it. Keeping all of the pressure on Khmer, it will buckle him. I don't think at this point there is a possibility for him to get out of this without losing his empire. Maybe get a cockroach city like he might be getting from Yasodharapura, but that's just delaying the inevitable at some point. Unless, like you say, we do have an explosion over here from Canada. But I do have to point something out. They only managed to get 3 points out of the last Congress. They won the last one, but they didn't win urban development and sovereignty. That means in the total stab in Diplo victory, it's 4 out of 20 Diplo points for Bilbo. He can get 4 more with Statue of Liberty, 1 more with Potala Palace being built here in St. John. So that's 9. Maybe next World Congress he's going to get another 3 more. That's 12 points. That would still put them at least 2 congresses away from getting the victory.
Ooh, and 2 congresses is, decades, eras. It could last for another 2-3 hours before we see that. So
Yeah.
maybe this Canadian ticking time bomb actually has time ticking against him.
Yeah, well, this is, yeah, exactly. That is so much time. So much time. Let's go for lead. Digital.
Digital democracy preserves and liege.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this game though. I like Team Canada's chances here because Canada, they can always just go, you know what? It's time for war, baby. Because look at their sim. They have an overwhelming amount of science and culture this game. He can just at any moment decide that he's going to flip that switch and start blowing up enemy cities. Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking, oh, what is going on through the French player's mind right now with such a good start for Canada, but then their opponents also did get a good start. It feels like they didn't have enough good starts. I don't know how to say it otherwise. Um, Overall in the game, I still think economy played an extremely important part here. And it looks like they were right to go for two economic civs on their side. Mule and Corny getting next to each other over there with the naval civilizations.
Yeah, is that something
Also,
you've seen before? Is that like something new that's developed into the meta where you go double eco civ, or is this like a new play from the playbook?
I wouldn't say it's new, but it's not as used in the 4v4s that we've seen before. Also, I have to point out Hungary's only choice to go for commercials over here instead of any kind of push also influenced the game a lot. Being able to get so many city states, keeping them soothed, getting those influence points matters so much.
Yeah, for sure. The thing about civ is there are so many resources, so many buildings, so many different strategies that a difference between 1 or 2 points can make or break the game.
Yeah, we do have Lingapura taken over, another city taken away from Khmer here. Looks like he's trying to hard build as fast as possible his field cannons. Did finish his Grandmaster Chapel, but now there are so many units from Canada coming up from the north that I don't think he can keep that alive. And then we got Greece pushing in from the east. These Cuirassier corps can go through pikemen like butter. There's 89 against 63.
Well, I mean, I think we might need to nerf cores and armies here because these pikemen, I think they should at least stand a little bit of a chance against cavalry. Because even with that +10, they have Defender of the Faith, they've got support bonuses, but they're still
Yeah, well,
buckling.
yeah, I guess they are in an unfavorable terrain. They're like sinking over there with the marsh they're in. But honestly, it's still, yeah. Let's say it outright. There's still two eras before these cuirassiers, right?
Yeah,
So
that is true. That is true. There is a significant technology difference. Maybe pike and shot should be able to defend pretty well. My question is, did walls get banned in this World Congress?
yes,
Oh
yes.
God, that's like pushing your your
Oh
your
no.
your what's the word? Pushing your stack of chips into the other person's table and saying, "Okay, I'm all in. You're not building walls. We're coming for you. What's your
Yeah.
answer?"
What you gonna do now, bro? What you gonna do now? Yeah,
Absolutely.
this is dangerous territory. I do know. I do note Canada is building and putting as much defense as possible in the chokes here. He knows he might get attacked. Honestly, I think at this point, Cars just decided, you know what, we're gonna kill all of your teammates before you were coming for you. What you gonna do? Because honestly, like we said, it's two eras to actually get a Diplo victory. They don't even want to defend that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Canada is in arguably one of the most dominant positions in the game. But that might not matter for him if he has no teammates in the next 40 turns.
Yeah, and I do want to point out Ben over here. We talked so little about him, but he had such a strong game. Right now, he's going ahead with 234 science, 184 culture. Yes, he doesn't have an economy, but he's putting the pressure exactly where he needs to put the pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, his sim is out of control. His ability to build up that empire, like his empire looks really, really nice. Oh man, look at these cities just crumbling.
He doesn't even care there are walls in there. He's just killing them.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my.
just going in. Everything is getting pillaged. This empire is being ripped apart. The angry piranhas have arrived and they're taking nibbles out of the Khmer here.
Well, let's see. Pike and shot. One got upgraded. Let's see. Does he have enough strength? No. Even that pike and shot dies. Even with the river defense, it dies. 96 strength on that Cuirassier core. Against.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Cuirassiers, man, those are some strong units. I wonder where all that combat strength is coming from. I guess Greece gets like a little bit of combat strength, but is the Great
He's in
General and
a
stuff making the difference?
Great General. He's in a Dark Age, so he's using the +5 card, +2 from military policy slot because Gorgo bonus. He does have a bit of flanking, and I see Intel also, and military alliance. So it's 74 base, and then all of those bonuses combined.
Man, it really just goes to show you how stacking enough combat bonuses on top of each other will make your units unstoppable.
Yeah, this is, oh man. I remember the days when we were pushing Arabia as hard as we could, and Arabia was getting tanks before everybody else. We were fighting with crossbows, and then one tank came in and just killed everything. One tank, that is, this is how it feels with these ones. Oh well, oh well. Look at also Phoenicia over here. He did manage to pump out quite a few new cities, stabilize the ones that he got, Preston, and I see he raised the two ones on the coast. London is still keeping strong. He got trebuchets to defend himself, and I guess he's gonna keep on a little longer here. Needs to be careful with Hungary pushing in, but at the same time, these trebuchets are dangerous to the frigates.
Yeah, definitely. I can't help but feel like a few trebuchets earlier on in the game might have made a difference here. I might have bought him just enough time to keep his frigate mass. Is this now just a little bit of desperation? Like I'm just pumping out a few trebuchets to make you pay for taking these cities?
I think so. I mean, these trebuchets usually are extremely useful when, like you said, on the coast. I was surprised we didn't see them earlier, but at the same time, I think they didn't have the gold or the production to use them. Sprig just decided, okay, I'm gonna have my internals, I'm gonna have my land cities, and I'm just gonna try to defend with those. Is it gonna be enough though? Oh man, maybe if there was a different result here on Khmer,
Yeah, definitely.
maybe.
The crumbling of Khmer and England here is definitely starting to sound the death knell of Team Left here. But I don't think they're completely out of the game yet. There are some people who would wonder: is Khmer just a cockroach now? Like, is he just yeeting himself off into the wilds to try and survive?
Yes, yes. I don't know if cockroach is the word to use here, but coupled with eating himself, I think that's another insect animal that does that. I don't know which, but I remember there was one. But yeah, it's at the moment I don't even see him having enough time to get a cockroach city out, if like you said. Because Yasudarapura, one turn settler, then if you take a look at how many turns it actually takes him to move, it's too long.
Yeah, he might not have enough time to escape, and then that puts this team in a really tough spot because you kind of need four players to be able to maintain military alliances on everyone. Once one player dies, you're in a bad spot.
One good point from a viewer here, talking about siege units. We do have to mention that yes, siege units do deal full damage against units on the water. They don't have the -17 penalty.
Yeah,
That's
in fact,
the
the
reason.
role is reversed with ranged units. Ranged units get a -17 penalty, whereas siege units get a -17 against land units.
Yeah, so they are the go-to choice if you don't have ships of your own to defend your coast somehow. Which I mean, how does that work? Did you ever try to do like a imaginary exercise, imagination exercise? Um, Try to imagine how catapult would actually try to focus shooting against a moving target.
You know, that's something I've never really thought about too much. I think catapults have been used in coastal defenses. I feel like I read about that in like Greek cities had like little catapult towers to, but it was mostly when like triremes would come into the bay, like as a deterrent. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things. It's one of those idiosyncrasies where you make a compromise with reality to have better gameplay.
Yeah, I guess that's why it's a game, right? But it's funny to imagine trying like being in the mind of that shooter from the catapult, trying to position the
Yeah.
catapult in such a way, doing the math over there, when you didn't have computers
Yeah,
to shoot down a moving caravel.
yeah, you just have a guy with a sheet of paper and a ruler, and it's like calculate the trajectory of this ship. And then you have to like, by the time he calculates the ship, you're like the ship has moved, so he has to like recalculate it constantly.
Oh, this is like what the Obelix and Asterix movies. Oh
Yeah, for
man.
sure.
Yeah, it does seem like England over here did manage at least to defend his capital. If he's gonna keep on surviving, we're gonna need to see. These trebuchets are 50 strength against those cannibals 63, and I think Corny will do the toxic thing to do over here. He's gonna use his last moves, shoot, then first move out of the way.
Ooh, yeah. Players are so. I really hate the last move, first move thing. It feels so toxic.
Oh man, this is such a painful experience to go through from the defending side. When you see that unit and you want to click it and you just don't have enough time. It's just not enough.
Yeah, for sure. Last move for anyone who doesn't know, first move is when you move a unit right before the turn ends, and then you move it right as the next turn begins. So it's like the unit gets to move twice. It takes a lot of concentration, and you can only do it for maybe one or two units, but it can give you a significant advantage on the battlefield.
We got some extra information to handle on our imaginary scenario. They were using small stones when attacking with the catapults onto the boats. So it wasn't a big boulder, it was just a mass of a lot of little stones.
I can imagine that would help out significantly to uh, a bit of a shotgun effect on the catapults.
Yeah. And there we go. Last moves frigates in, first moves frigates out. A little bit more damage on that city.
Yeah, it is interesting because a lot of people see Civ as not a very technically difficult game. They don't see it as something that you have to have quick reaction speed and stuff like that. But pulling off maneuvers like that, it actually takes a lot of concentration and a lot of precise clicking, and because you're doing it against someone else who's trying to stop you.
Yeah, that is true. This, I guess, this is because of the simultaneous turns that we're playing when in. Yes, it is one turn by turn. Everybody's in the same turn, but at the same time, everybody plays that same turn in real time. So you have like best from both worlds over here.
Oh, by the way, Commerge just picked up steel, so those cities now have 400 strength on their wall, or 300 strength on their walls with the nerfed urban defenses. So that's going to buy them quite a bit of time here.
Yeah, it looks like you're right. We got he did lose his capital a little bit before, unfortunately, and it looks like we got three cities that we're gonna see if they're gonna keep on standing. He did manage to get a settler. Is that settler gonna be visible though? I wanna see if it's visible. No, okay, it's just outside of that visibility range. Where is he
It,
gonna try to put it though? Like in the south somewhere, maybe?
yeah, maybe he's running to the south, maybe run down to that tundra and just pray that nobody spots him there. Um, it is time to go. Go full rat city, hide a city in the corner, go become the cockroach that survives the war here.
Yeah, going to the bunker. What will they do? Who's gonna be the savior here? Is Tirit's gonna try to push into Greece? Can he get enough science advantage on him? I don't see that happening. We got him actually with a little less culture than Ben, but and just 1 point over the science. Yeah, also his economy doesn't look like it's booming either. He is starting to get his military economies in, and of course that's gonna give him a bit of oh, I see it. A bit of oil when he's gonna discover the refining. I don't see him getting up for war. No, that's only two encampments. That's not getting up for war. That's just putting up a defense. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna turtle. He's gonna try and sim it out. I mean, he's building libraries, he's building universities, he's getting economy. He looks like his team still wants him to power for the late game. They want to pull something out, a trump card of some kind in the late game.
Yeah. We do have Canada with 7 out of 83 tourists, but he's only on 83 tourism, so I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh, Bilbo just got 16 out of 20 Diplo points. Now this is a pressure.
Holy crap! Wait,
Right.
how did that happen? How did he get 16 points? He was on four.
Let's see. They must have won everything. Let's see what happened here. So they went everybody went theocracy. Some of them went for minus, some of them went for plus. They did go for that, okay? So they did get enough diplo points to actually win these, all of them.
Yeah, this is a huge reversal. I wonder if they predicted the outcome on
He
the second
did.
one, and they did. Yeah, they
Yeah, he
predicted what
did.
the other team would do. This is huge.
Yeah, he was the only one that went into the city center, so he gets that extra point. Everybody else went for harbors, just to get their points back.
Oh, I see. That's so clever. Because you want to force the B option, but you don't want to actually spend your points by winning the option.
Yeah,
Ah, so they're ready for the next World Congress. This might come
exactly.
down to how many turns are until the next World Congress?
15
15
turns.
turns. So this game could
15
end
turns.
in 15 turns. That means Team Hungary, Team Dido, they've got 15 turns to obliterate the guys here. I
And
really
I
don't know.
gotta say, going into this, they have more Diplo favor. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This is like some absolutely giga brain play. I've never seen anyone play anything like this in my life. I'm blown away.
It's a bit dangerous here, though. Firsos is trying to get away, but look at the units from Hungary, from Greece, and of course from England, trying to box him in. They're trying to keep him in as much as possible so he doesn't get a safety settler out.
Yeah. And how important is it here to prevent this safety settler from getting out?
It is extremely important. This is like if Khmer dies, that's going to be one less player available for them to use in the Congress. That means they're going to get less points. That means overall they can't be on the same level as their opponents when it comes to pushing that victory through. And they still, at 16 out of 20 points, they still need 4 points. That means the last option, the Diplo, they need to win, and another one.
Yeah, definitely. Um,
Not
oh
as
man,
easy. Not as easy. Like looking at what's going on here.
it,
Mahabodhi Temple, maybe? He doesn't have a spot for Mahabodhi Temple.
Mahabodhi Temple has to be placed next to a holy site on a forest. Is that right?
Yes, and I don't see one. I see a holy site here. He didn't get any other holy sites. And he doesn't have, of course, a place for any. Oh, well, I guess he's not going to get Mahabodhi Temple anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate.
Oh, he did. He did. Never
Oh,
mind.
he
He
already
did.
has it. He already has it. I was
Yeah.
going to ask if the other team is going to block it, but he has it, man.
Yeah.
The other team has to be aware of this. What's going through your head if you're seeing them on the cusp of a diplomatic victory, stealing this game from you when you thought you had it in the bag?
So it's two things. One, try to get as much Diplo favor as possible. Flip cities. Try to keep them suzerain, so you generate as much Diplo favor. Most of the players did already go for foreign ministry, so they are generating those favor point, those influence points for envoys. Second thing, kill Khmer. If Khmer dies, and that's probably why they have so much power over here, military power going against him. If Khmer dies, this is it. This
Yeah, that's why we have this rat settler coming out, and it has been spotted by these Eleanor horsemen, and there's a galley in the water waiting. Is this cockroach going to get stepped on?
oh my God, they don't know about the galley. I don't think they know about the galley. They know about the horse. They don't know about the galley. And of course, the cuirassier corps is just gonna wipe out that other cuirassier from Firsos.
This is the kind of moment where the terror probably starts to set in. You're oh, I don't
Oh,
know.
oh,
Oh,
oh!
he's
It,
last moving. He's going for the first move. This is it. This is the moment where the Khmer lives or dies.
I think he dies. Looking at this, let's see. Jack the Ripper. He got it.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, he got it. Even with the shift enter, it was just not enough movement from that settler. Not enough health on the cuirassier.
That's a wrap.
That is. Is he gonna manage to get a settler here to the north? There is a settler in Yasudarapura, but that city is under siege. We got so many units around it. Nobody's moving in and out of that city. Indrapura, even with those steel walls, looks like it's getting taken down slowly but surely.
Yeah, man, this is Civ. This is Civ at its finest, where whether a team or a player lives or dies comes down to a single turn, a single settler getting snatched away, is almost like victory being snatched from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, I'm. My stream is telling me that the team that's Cars is extremely worried about Diplo right now.
Yeah, Team Hungary or Team Dido, I would not be surprised. I would be because like let me that ticking time bomb that I've been referencing this whole game. Um, it's down. Like there's 3 seconds left on that clock.
Oh man, I wish there was a way for me to actually see how much influence. Well, I guess there is, but I need to do the math. Let me actually put it up over here. We need to take out every every one, every number from the Diplo favor, and then see what happens next turn. Keeping enemy uh, city, enemy capital cities also takes down a lot from your Diplo favor generation.
Oh, that's actually a really good point. Controlling the city of Anchor Thom is a bit of a poison chalice here. It's
Yeah,
minusing 5 Diplo from Hungary every turn, unless it's been nerfed.
that's a good point. That's why I want to know. I'm not sure, but I know they tuned it down a little bit. It's still punishing, but not as punishing. But I guess we're gonna find out next time how much they're making.
Yeah,
It
for
does look
sure.
like they did manage to acquire quite a bit of Diplo. If they manage to flip a city or something like that, like liberate a city, that's gonna be massive. But I don't think anybody's gonna get any city here. Oh, look at England go! What is England doing? Oh, bro.
England is trying to rat his way to victory, trying to just get as many cities out to buy as much time as possible. It seems.
Yeah. Okay, another city falls. Another city to the north about to fall. Yeah, there we go. And it looks
It
like
looks like that
only
settler was
one
deleted.
remaining. Yeah, inside of the city center. The city is one. Is Jack the Ripper is confident he's gonna keep this one alive with the Hussar.
I think
And
Khmer
yeah, there we
dies.
go.
That's it. That's a wrap. Khmer is dead and out of the
That is
game
it.
and can only be revived.
No, you're not allowed to revive players.
Oh, you can't
They
revive
died, they're
players?
gone. Yeah, they died, they're gone. No more revival.
Okay, I'm just doing a calculation on what the standing is on the Diplo favor income.
Now, let's see. Sprig was 163. Now he's 176. We have Tiritz on 185. He was 171. And I think Khmer died without giving his 57 Diplo favor away. That's such a bad. That
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
and don't forget, diplomatic votes scale based on the number of players you have, because the first vote is only 10 Diplo favor, and every vote after that goes up by another 10. So missing out on a player, that's huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is Civ at its finest. It's going to come down to this last vote. My suspicion here is, and you might agree with me, is that we're going to see the GG after this World Congress, one way or another.
Yeah. If they cannot get this one, they might as well stay for another 12 turns, right? It's the final. Might as well try to do it. But honestly, we're gonna need to see if that's gonna go through. 42 points, by the way, being made by team left, Barking Cats, every turn. And then we do have, let's see on the other one, 9 with 15 with a lot more, I would say. More just from the first two numbers, it's a lot more.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
13 and then 13. Okay.
my question here is, how are they going to spend these points? Are, is Team Hungary going to like all in trying to break down Canada's Diplo victory points? Is there going to try to be some sneaky play, like vote for something completely randomly determined in the World Congress? How are they going to like figure out? Are there going to be some mind games going on here?
That is a good point, and needs to be figured out. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be up to the mind games in the next one. If they do manage to just figure out what their opponents will do and get that 1 point, that's gonna be amazing. I still think they should have enough points to win the last one, but winning the other two, it's gonna be extremely hard. And it doesn't look like there's gonna be a possibility for him to win this in a domination. So, like defending himself properly and so on. Even
Yeah,
if he does have enough science, culture, and so on, it's just not enough.
yeah,
All of the opponents.
yeah. I mean, look at that eco. All of them on over 300 gold per turn. That's like upgrading a unit every single turn of the game.
Yeah. Corny, Heroic Age, he went for Reform the Coinage. All of those international trade routes on the water booming right now. This is, whoa.
And that's the thing about the fourth age, which I think we're in right now. A lot of players, they don't really care about that. Is it the third or second age we're in? Actually, or
Third.
third? I thought it was the fourth
Yes.
age that was big to go for her
Oh,
golden.
GG.
Oh,
They called no the GG. Okay. They did the math. It wasn't enough favor. I have to say it was 42 favor per turn from team left from Barking Cats, 50 favor a turn generated by cars. They were on point to get the next World Congress. If they didn't win that, they couldn't win the Congress.
yeah, man, that is incredible. It was such a pleasure to watch this game, and I think both teams here played an incredible game to pull together a game that really felt like it could go either way until the last 10 to 20 turns. Team Cars played an absolute blinder here, and so did team. Oh God, I keep forgetting the team's
The
names.
Barking Cats. Yes.
Barking Cats. Both teams played incredibly here.
Let me see if we can get some post game chat going. I want to switch to CCC post game.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna have to.
You want me to move you or?
I just have to figure out what I'm gonna put up on my Discord. Hang on, let me just do this.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll head up the post game. Let me just see if I can find it. Is it CCC post game one?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll see you there.
Let's go. Okay, there we have it. Let's see if we can get them in post game. Post game chat. I don't know if Leach has rights here, but he should have rights. Let's see. Start content. There we go.
Just letting you know that I'm
shit,
still watching your screen on Discord on my stream.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Hopefully, we get like an interview with a couple of these players because that was a fantastic game. I have so many questions I want to ask, particularly about some of the opening turns, how the players were feeling, what were the pivotal moments for them.
Indeed, and that remap, that first remap, man.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we'd gotten that 8 deer? What was it? The Giants Causeway game with Canada? Oh.
Yeah, such a high roll over there. Such a high roll.
Yeah, tactical remap, definitely, for sure.
There, I guess in the meantime, we can talk a little bit about the points over here until the players join us. I do see cards are 2685, 2685. Well, let me actually refresh the page. Maybe something changed in the meantime. Let's see. 2830 points. Zone of Control coming up second with 2613. We got Civ Russia 2545. Those are the top three teams here. Barking Cats actually coming up on the fourth place with 2537. In the FFA standings, we do have Gilga Quit, the most performing one with 1383 points. We got Cards with 600. Of course, they were at a tie with Barking Cats. Now they're going to get more points after they won the finals. looks like Zone of Control did Sediment that win the dual standings with 395, and in the 2v2 standings, Cars come out on top as well with a 470.
Yeah,
As
for
MVPs
sure.
go, we got Task for Fish with 6 games, 553 points gathered just by him for his team. Can you imagine? He got what, how to say, a fifth of his team performance was gathered by just one player.
I mean, that just goes to show you that there are players out there who can do some incredible performances and really pull together a lot of points for their team. This whole weekend has been an absolute pleasure to watch so many different players from so many different teams compete in so many different formats. We had 4v4s, free-for-alls, and all the points have come together. Who was it that earned the 20% of that team's points?
Task for Fish.
Yeah, Task for Fish. Sorry, I forgot his name. But Task for Fish.
No problem.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching that 1v1, even if it was a really short one earlier today. He won in 23 turns after getting an accidental settler steal. Absolutely incredible stuff.
One thing, I see that moving into the other 4v4 channel, so I'm just gonna move there, move you there. It's fine.
Yeah, sure, go for it, please. I don't know which one they're in.
Yeah, one sec.
And the city-state placement just makes it extremely cancerous to play against it.
Guys, I have one question to spectators.
Hi, hello.
Can I tunnel through to England or not?
Yes.
Yeah.
To the right. Is it one tile?
Canada.
Is it one tile thick or is it thicker?
No, it's one tile.
Okay, I mean, I was gonna find out like next turn.
Oh, you mean, wait a second. You mean on the east side?
Yeah,
I don't think
possible. It was possible, Ben.
It was possible. Okay, yeah, I was gonna find out next turn with the engineer. Otherwise, I push Rome, but if I can go there, I go England and try to finish him.
Nice roll, Ben. I felt you had a great spawn.
Yeah, it's good. It's good tempo, but it doesn't scale really well because I have no tiles anymore to work.
Yeah,
Same for me. I'm working water and mountain.
By the way, I think classic choke on 7 Seas just does not work. Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's a bit sus, but I mean...
Dude, I was thinking to go with my first settler to the right. If I would have gone to the right, my entire game would have been ruined, I think. If I settle in the mountain and have no tile to work.
No, your B2 was very good with the forest fire.
Yeah. The forest fire helped a lot.
Yeah. And you did commercial trade very early with the Jack. I think it was very, very good. Your naval trade, your setup is very good for your two duos. I mean, Dido next to Eleanor and Hungary next to Gorgo. It's like a perfect setup.
Yeah.
It's not very lucky for the French, but I don't think it's that spawn diff. I mean, I think you just did very great and.
I was a bit afraid when I saw Rome spawn, but I think he didn't have that much space, so it was okay.
Yes.
But the cap was a bit scary when I saw how good was the capital.
My spawn is not really good, huh?
No, your spawn is okay.
I'm working mountain on half of my city, or water.
Yeah, the classic ridge, what Ben said. I agree, it's quite sus, but...
Wait, what are we supposed to go if not classic ridge?
I had to go external first for gold for help England, and I couldn't use a single gold even for my unique improvement. I couldn't buy the tile when I got them.
What do you think about this in this game? It is a problem of the draft. It is a problem about some decision of the player.
I think it's just placement.
Just placement.
I think the zero draft is more is better on this kind of zone because like we have less golds and there is a naval fight and that doesn't happen always on the map.
Yeah, spawning with two navals versus one on the same sea on 7 seas.
We were okay. We were okay with the stat and the yield, I think, but we have 0 golds and we. We
did go
lose when
external.
Sprague gets fucked, and it's not even his fault at all. We just have no gold.
I agree.
I mean, I did go external directly, but what can I do more than this?
No,
I don't
it's
know.
not our fault either. I think like maybe we could have improved on some things, but we just don't have a lot of gold in our comp, and we don't have a naval setup, so it's normal.
I also go for Pantheon that do gold, and I did put Hamilton the fastest possible.
Yes,
with
yes. Of
Arbor.
course. You did nothing to. You have nothing to do more. I mean,
I
maybe
don't
there
have
is
a
there is
lot of. Yes, go on.
maybe there is some details like a ties or something like this, but it's not it's not the goal earned by a naval trader.
With my spawn with Khmer, I had okay spawn, but low production, a lot of 2-1 jungles, and we have 0 gold to buy anything, so
Yeah.
it was super slow.
I think.
I think I did the good build order with Magnus rotating and that
What do you think
compensates, but
about when
the
you
fact the fact they are Dido and England together and Gorgo and Hungary together is really good for trading. We have Rum and Khmer that are not together at all.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I lost a settler to try to trade with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And about your setup of Oracle Fierceos.
Yes.
You see there is a Hungarian in the game alone in commercial hub. I can understand why you go campus, but not commercial hub.
I just +6 campus and first Ipati first.
Yes,
think
I understand for this.
it's it's non-negotiable.
Yeah, but the theater.
And also I discount everything, so.
Yeah, you understand. But I mean, it is
I
optimal
mean,
to play game like this, but
yeah.
we were
Yeah, I
saying
know, my
maybe
transfer important, but
maybe playing suboptimal was better in this game.
Yeah,
I
because
mean, two turns campus +6,
I
or
understand. And
5 turn
I am not
commercial
saying,
hub.
I am not saying anything about campuses. I
But
am,
maybe I should go. I shouldn't build the encampment and go straight on commercial after the campus. Maybe.
we don't have the solution as a spectator, but we saw there was a problem of goal when there is a naval fight, and you knew it.
Yeah, the fact they have a coastal setup
Yes.
between their two land
But I am saying
cities.
something, trying to gain some gold.
I mean, I wasn't getting a massive buff of trading because the water is pretty small, but yeah, it was still pretty nice. I feel like the early traders were like 5-6 gold still, even to commercial. I think the commercial was like 7 gold from ban. It only got better later. But I
Commercial
mean,
with
he had a
England.
lot of commercial, and he put Reina. I think I don't know how much gold ban was making.
58
Mm.
and 57 on Arena.
Hmm.
On Arena City. But you are all making 400 gold in your team except Ben. So I don't think he care about making gold. He just has to do stats and go fascism on someone.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, everybody plays well. I think.
Yeah.
I tried to sneak Diplo, but
Yeah, it was
I
great play.
think we just lost like turn 50 from Bankrupt, and then it's just snowball and
Yes.
and good play from the other team, but no, not much we could do.
Yeah,
And
it was
Diplo all-in was good.
incredible. I think the thing that blew me away was like that cockroach Khmer settler. If that survived, you guys might have won.
Yeah, I shift entered my settler on my cuirassier and my cuirassier on my settler. So if Jax first move me, he just kills the cuirassier, but the settler survive. But I don't know what happened. Maybe the cuirassier shift enter didn't work.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Because if that settler lives, you guys probably win. Like you just
Yeah.
if you get him out.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
I don't
put
think
it
he
in the
runs away
water.
that far, no?
You
no,
wanted
I
to put it
settle
in the
on the
water?
little island, but maybe I can survive like 50,
No.
15 turns. I don't know.
There was an English
No, I
cat
mean,
in the water. 5 turns.
mean,
Oh,
I have
England
compass.
was okay. I didn't know England was settled
Yeah.
there. Maybe with steel walls.
But
No?
I mean, I can shoot it, no, from the mainland,
No,
unless you
there is
settle on a deer.
there is a tile. Yeah, the deer settle.
Oh,
you
the
can
deer.
shot.
Okay.
Did you guys try to contest Diplo Wonders?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. You steal the Statue of Liberty.
How much turn?
One shot or one
Oh.
as you want.
I buy the how it's called?
Filippo.
No, in the dock.
Shipyard.
Yeah, I buy shipyard and I first move the engineer to get it because I saw England buy the 2-1 forest on the third ring, so I was afraid it drop.
Yeah, he did, but not as in first move. And you first move your engineer. It was very good play.
Okay.
I'm wondering about the first map though. What made you remap it? I know Barking Cats really wanted to play it.
Jack said that Korn he wanted to remap.
I mean, I think I had 3 cities.
I mean, it was a good call. We all had God spawn on your team.
Yeah.
Like my spawn was the best Canada spawn I ever played. I did settle Capital and Jade with fresh water, with 2 free deer out of the tundra and 1 free deer in the tundra.
We actually we figured out that you had a Jade saddle because you had more error score at some point than the rest.
And also I had a giant causeway on second city.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job, Corny.
Yeah, he
Good
saved you
analysis.
guys. He had like the most incredible. He had like 8 deer tiles. It was like the craziest tundra I've ever seen.
You won us the game, Corny.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But I think all did played well anyway. And GG again. I will leave. So GG and well played for cars because you're gonna be top 1. No.
Yep. GG.
GG guys.
Great.
And
You will play.
shame on us. We didn't win this year.
No.
Let's go Sphinx.
See you next year for next CCC.
GG.
GG.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, well played, guys. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Is there like a pivotal moment in the game that you want to mention? Something that like you want to point out that maybe the people watching or we missed? Something that you felt was important?
When they remap the first time. I was so sad.
Did you see my canal city?
Oh yeah, we stole the settler.
I moved on. I wanted to settle, but then it got stolen instantly by privateer.
He had a settler ready to settle Wolverhampton, and you know I was just moving around the map to see what is happening, and then I saw your settler, and I told to
Man,
him,
I was
"Be
thinking.
careful, be careful, be careful."
I should have settled sooner, I guess. I was trying to figure out whether I go back or whether I settle, but I had to settle. I think that turn to snatch his escape city.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, were you gonna try to do like a tunnel push here,
Me?
Mr. Yeah, Mr.
I didn't have the good setup to tunnel push right now, but I did buy a tile on Gorgo side, and I had like a Creasher and Knight on the other side of the mountain, ready to block the tunnel from yours.
I mean, but you can't make a tunnel there, no? Because
I can, south of Toronto.
Yeah, but you need to have a tunnel on both sides for it to work.
Yeah, but if you plant, look, he did
I
plant one.
mean, if I plant, yeah, I guess. If
Yeah,
any of
but
us plant.
he already plant one on the south. Look.
Where?
Left
East
of
of,
Bath. Yeah.
Left of
east
what?
of Sparta. East of Sparta. Left of Bath.
Oh, you're not on the game anymore.
I know. I'm on your POV. I don't really see it.
Yeah, because he did it the turn after the CC, but he was going to put a tunnel on the south part next to England, so...
Oh, okay. So he basically screws himself by doing that.
Yeah,
No, kinda.
I can just put one wherever I want and access to there. Will I block my side?
I actually thought you were gonna be your own would contest me on merchants.
I don't know what he did. I did put a commercial hub, but it was a bit late also. I didn't have a good tempo to go for it early game. And I did go external trader first, where I couldn't use a single gold because I had to send everything to England. Like every turn, I didn't even buy the tile for my unique improvement of Canada. It was a bit sad.
Yeah, England needed every single penny to defend there. Man, it was so much fun to watch them duke it out on the water.
I do have to say that if they upgraded 5-6 more boats over there, I think he would have done a lot better. But just it wasn't enough gold.
Yeah, sadly. Have a good end of day, everyone, and thank you for the cast. See you another time.
It was much pleasure, man. A great game.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure to watch you guys play. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and bounce out.
Yep. Well, thank you,
Goodbye.
Potato, for showing us such a great time over here in the last few days. I hope you enjoyed the CCC, and of course your viewers enjoy the CCC. It was kind of a bit of a change up, I would assume.
Yeah, it was definitely a change up. Actually, speaking of, Michael, you've been such a good host here. Why don't you give the people a shout out if they want to watch more competitive Civ? I do it occasionally, but you do it all the time. Why don't you tell them where to find you?
Well, my stream is twitch.tv/OnSpotTV. That's what I stream. I do put all of my content, but it's like delayed like 2 weeks on YouTube. Same channel name, OnSpotTV. I do try as much as possible to be 5, 6, 7 days. I'm doing casts. I sometimes even do 8 casts a week if I do have enough time and enough games to watch. It's like as many as I can. I'm gonna do one a day. But
Hell yeah, man. Your passion for the game, like especially observing the game, is infectious. I've never seen anything like it, and I super appreciate it that you've invited me here today to be a part of it and to cast alongside you.
It was a pleasure. I have to say, it was a pleasure. Like we talked about so many great things, and I think this was especially like after the CWC taking alongside the CWC finals. I think we talked in such a way in which we're getting to that esport vibe over here, and oh man, I'm so excited. It took us so long to get everything ready around it that getting here is like, are we there yet? Are we here? Are we like, is this happening?
Well, I don't think we're there yet, but there is like a little pearl or a little piece of sand at the center of this pearl, and it's growing. You could definitely see the streams are getting bigger. More people are joining the community. And I don't think Civ 6 has ever been as big as it is right now. There are 40,000 people playing this on Steam every single day. So if you want to be jumping into the multiplayer scene, where should people watch and go?
Watch and go. I think CPL. It's the international scene. If you're speaking English, definitely join that. It's discord.gg/CPL. You're gonna get directly an invite. If you want to speak French, Francophone community, that's CIVFR. Same with the discord.gg/CIVFR. We do have a Slav league. We do have a Brazilian league. We can point you out to those leagues. Actually, all of the information of this, it's on the Civ World Cup.com website. I made sure everybody gets the information over there. What streams to watch, what tournaments we have, qualifiers and so on, and the mods are also put up over there for display. This actually, the website is gonna go. I am gonna have to update it in this week. In preparation of the next week, and hopefully we're gonna get the new team rosters, the new pictures, details for the players for you guys to see.
Yeah, I'm super excited about it. Let me know any more tournaments coming up on the next few weekends. I'll definitely be down to cast more. What's the website? Is it civworldcup.com?
Yes, civ6worldcup.com. civ6worldcup.com.
civ6worldcup.com if you want to find out more about the competitive scene in Civilization 6. Thank you very much, Michael. I love you, buddy. I'll catch you later.
Love you too, man. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Wow, God, we finally got rid of that nerd. No, I'm just kidding. Michael's a great guy. Super enjoyed casting these games this weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed watching them. I love you all very much. I'm going to go ahead and host someone here. and get myself some dinner, chill out, and relax after an incredibly intense series of games. Listen, I call everyone that I leave a call with a nerd after I leave. Okay, don't make it a rude thing. Any suggestions on who we should host here? I'll catch you later, guys. We're getting out of here.